Here. If Kevy was playing a jungler that has the ability to kind of assist and help out in these moments, Caps wouldn't be able to play like that.
That's a nice trade, actually, as the ult comes out from Broken Blade, but it's a bit too little too late. Biopanther is able to outplay that. The riposte, I think, a little bit ill-timed, it led to his death.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Broken by Concept, episode 148. We've got another guest episode, this time with the infamous Brandon Biopanther. Don't know your last name.
Alexander.
Alexander. Yes, Alexander. Now,
this is going to be our top lane episode. This is highly requested. Obviously, Curtis and I are jungle and support, and we were thinking, who can we
jungle and support, dude? We're jungle and mid.
Jungle mid.
No, you know why it's funny? Because I think of us as both a support off role in solo queue all the time. So I think we're support players because we get support so much in solo queue these days.
Okay, we're jungle and mid. We don't know jack shit about top lane.
And we said, who could we possibly get for the top lane episode? Biopanther's perfect. We have lots of history with Bio. Do you remember our first conversation with getting you into Dials? This would have been, what, 2018?
That was like literally after my game against ZZZ when I was playing Cho'Gath into Fiora.
That was when you were in the Challenges League.
So to give a bit of context, Biopanther played in Direwolves when I was the head coach in 2018 and 2019. And we went to MSI with Bio in 2018, which was great.
Worlds.
And Bio at the moment is current rank 1 on the Oceanic server. Now, you know, you've not really done that much coaching, right? So you're more coming from the player side, still currently playing pro in OS. So it'll be interesting. So what we're going to kind of do here today is, this is going to be a very unique episode. It's not going to be structured the way we normally do things. This is going to be very getting into the weeds, getting into the details. So for those of you listening on Spotify, this might be a bit of a tricky one to follow along with. We're going to do probably potentially, we don't know how, maybe an hour or maybe more, or maybe less. I have no idea, about getting into VODs. These are actually VODs of people that have sent in their top lane replays to us, going over a wide variety of ranks, getting into the
fellow
details.
Fellow
BBCers. And then maybe the second half will kind of get back into the conversation. So if you're a Spotify listener, you can have a crack, try and listen through the VOD section. If you don't want to, that's okay. You can skip forward and then maybe meet us halfway.
We're going through probably lots of tangents here. We're going to see where this episode goes, guys. Again, Curtis and I, we don't know anything about top lane. I'm a jungler, Curtis is a mid laner, so...
Not a support player.
So why Bio is also awesome for, you know, we're all about solo queue on the Broken by Concept. How long have you been playing at this point?
Like, competitively, I've been playing for 5 years now. But I think that, like, playing League in general, I've been playing since 2010.
Yep, there you go. So, you know, we're talking about, like, the most OG player. I mean, you know, tens and thousands of solo queue games. One thing as well, it's always like a fun fact about Bio is you're an ARAM enthusiast.
Oh yeah, no, and normal games, because like when the other pros aren't playing ranked, I'm playing normals. You know, like I just think that like I just want games so I can get good practice. That's all that matters. If you play enough, you will just learn from those.
I remember back in the day when we were playing, we did scrims, then we'd do solo queue, and then Bio would still be at the office just playing normal games in ARAMs, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing?
ARAMs. So if there's anyone who like you know Curtis and I love playing League of Legends. We love League of Legends. Bio like rivals us.
This is the next level.
I literally love League so much.
I mean, we're totally talking about. Does it actually show you in ARAMs after how many games you've played?
Yeah, it's probably around like 700, 800.
700, 800. Oh, that's not that much as I thought.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And normal games?
It's normals. It's normals where it's like crazy. I think I have like 5,000-6,000.
Wow.
Like it's a lot of games.
And you've only been playing on one account, basically.
Yeah, just one account. Like,
just make sure with the mic, by the way, keep it relative.
Oh yeah, just one account mainly.
For 13 years. Yeah. So again, that's pretty like unheard of in League of Legends. It's very rare.
Yeah, a lot of people that kind of get the ranked bug, they don't really go back to normals.
Yeah. I like honestly, I never know what this MMR thing is or the bug or anything. I just play. And I just keep playing. That's all that matters.
Loves League of Legends. So, yep. And also in terms of Bio as well, consistently rank 1 in solo queue, specifically the last couple of years. And the cool thing about it as well, we've talked about you on the podcast a couple of times, how, I mean, you play a lot of different roles. You know, you play literally 80 carry. You play all of them. Support, you
I play field and solo queue.
Yeah, you basically, so you queue up field.
Yeah, I just queue field.
Oh, you queue field?
Yeah. I literally get support literally all my games.
I've had so many people in my program go to the OS ladder and then look at rank 1. They say you're on rank 1. They say, who's this Biopanther guy? And
Literally
why is he Phil? He's a Phil rank 1 player. And like, what's his deal?
Literally, my top 3 champs are like, I think Belveth, like Cassante, and like Samira. Like, I think those are my top 3 champs.
Wait, is that jungle Belveth?
Yeah,
I remember
Jungle
Bio went through a Belveth jungle phase at the beginning of the
I
season.
love that champ
He
so
played like
much.
60 games randomly. I'm like versing Biopanther Belveth. I'm like, what is going on, dude? Why aren't you playing Cassante top lane?
Yeah.
So
Like,
why
what's going on?
do you queue Phil?
I queue Phil because I just want to learn the game. Because like once I get the perspective from, I guess, the other roles, I know how to like play around it with my role. That's my perspective of the game. Is like there's only so much you can get from the laning phase, or like, how I can move. It's mainly just like, what can I do to impact? If I'm versing, like, if my bot lane's a thresh lane, like how can I be like, if I'm a tank player, how can I go bot lane when I'm like playing level 6, when I'm playing Sion or some shit? Like, it just works like that. You just have to like know your role and like know how all the other champs.
So
play in the
you
game.
feel like you become a better player by understanding what everyone else
like,
does,
you
what their
don't-
strengths and
You don't have
weaknesses
to
are.
be like the best laning champ. You don't have to be the best at like your lane and like always winning. You just have to know how the game works. And if you know how the game works, like the rest is easy.
And kind of what they want.
Yeah.
Like, what does that champion want?
Yeah, it's
what does
really
it not
easy.
want? That sort of thing.
It's very easy just to be like, what champs am I playing against? How do I win my lane? Or how can I get a good lead so I can transfer that to the game?
You know, I think an important distinction here to make is that a lot of people who play multiple roles, or they play normal games, for example, they play them very casually.
Yeah.
So what's your mindset when you play normal games? Is it you trying to like hardcore win, or like what?
Well, like for me, it's mainly like trying new champs or trying new builds.
But you're still trying to win,
I
though,
still
right?
try. Like
Yeah.
the thing is that I'm not doing nothing and just like pissing around. It's more like I like the game and I just like improving, because like if I feel any improvement, even if it's like the slightest 0.01%, I feel good. You know, it just makes me like want to keep playing, want to keep grinding. That's why like it doesn't matter if it's ranked normals, you'll still get something out of it, and that's super important to keep like the grind going, I guess.
So this is really interesting, Bart, because this is like really different to our philosophy in terms of new people picking up the game. And I mean, obviously, you're a player playing for 13 years at this point.
Yep.
I mean, the way that we get new players, we say you got to pick a champion and a role and stick to that initially.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the best way to learn the game, or do you think that you should play all the different champions?
I just think that like it's if you want to like climb, I think that's a good idea. I just think that if you want to, my philosophy is you need to enjoy the game first. You need to like the champ, or like a 3 or 4 champs from like your role, and then try and pick champs that are flexible. Like for example, with Nautilus, you can go mid, jungle, support. You can just do that, and then you'll climb naturally, because even if they're not meta, you'll still enjoy the game. You enjoy the grind, and you'll be like, is it good here? Like, it doesn't matter. I just feel like you have to enjoy the game first, and then the grind will come after.
So what did you initially start with then? I
was an 80 carry player.
So you were an 80 carry player?
Yeah, when I wanted to go pro, I wanted to be 80 carry.
And did you just specifically, were you known for a couple of champs, or did you play every 80 carry?
I was known for Lucian Ezreal.
Okay, so you did start, so you sort of still did learn the game through the perspective of like, I'm going to get high with these champs.
You get a role, but like there's just like, make sure that you play like 2-3 champs, because my first main ever was Pantheon, and I just stuck with it. Like when you first play the game, I think it's good because there's so many champions. I think just don't overwhelm yourself. I think it's really bad. But I think that having like 3 or 4 in your pool is very important.
So then maybe, do you have an idea of maybe what rank would you say you would start going down your strategy of Phil? Or do you think you should never recommend that to someone unless they're like a pro player or very experienced?
I think it's just if you have a champion or champions that can be flexible. That's why, like, for me, is like, if you're only playing 4 or 5 champs, but then like those 5 champs can only be played mid, like there's no point of being like clicking Phil, But make sure that you have like 2 roles that you're comfortable with and just stick with it. But like once you start expanding your pool, then you're like, okay, now I'm going to click Phil, I think that's important.
Because I feel like that, I mean, I'm just trying to think about flexible champs. Like people will be like, okay,
Pantheon,
which ones?
Like Kiana, Talon, like jungle mid, for example, like 80 carries. Like
Just watch the mic bio.
80 carries. I'm trying to think. It's just really hard because most of them are like assassins, or they're mostly like roaming champs.
Yeah, because that would just limit the pools, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's like
I've always been a big believer in like when you first start playing a lot of stuff, like just to feel
like
out
when
the
you
game.
start,
Yeah, when
until
if
you
you're
know
a
what
true
role.
beginner, like playing everything.
Yeah,
and then you kind of find a role that you like, or a champ, and then you start to like go down that rabbit hole. And I'm actually a big believer in what I call like champ pool cycling over a long period of time. So let's say hypothetically you're a top laner, a diamond, right?
Yep.
And let's say you play Ornn, Cassante, and then like I don't know, Camille or something, right?
Yep.
And then maybe the next season, and say you play that for a season, and then the next season maybe you keep the Ornn, but instead of Cassante and Camille, you play Fiora and Jax, and then the next season you keep maybe Jax, and then you remove you know what I mean? So like you leave one champ in your pool and then remove the other two.
So you're mastering like one at a time.
Yeah,
like
it's kind of
one
like
at a time.
master, and then you're like cycling over a long period of time, and then that by like let's say 6-7 years of doing that, you've got the mastery and you've got the understanding of like a lot of different champions.
Yeah.
That's always what I've been I like, because I've been trying to think about us. Like we're all very long term players. We're quite unique. It's very easy for us to. I guess we've just got a different journey to the average player nowadays.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, if you're like a high elo player, you know how to learn the champs. Again, like as Bio says, you sort of understand the game, how it works, so you can pick up things very quickly.
Yeah.
Like you were telling a story about how you were like learning one of these champions. Was it Zinzao? Oh, not Zinzao.
Okay, I have another story. I don't know if you mentioned this story, but I had someone insult to.
There's a champ where you said you barely played it, and then you played it for like a few games, and you were able to like see things about this champ that other people like didn't even know after just a few games because you just knew what to look for.
Yeah, know what to look for. There was one a Diamond EUS player, Diamond 1 Lane Consultor. He actually had a question saying, I've been a Hecarim one trick or Hecarim player for years. I just recently picked up Hecarim to make the guide for my Soul 2 Academy. And he said, how you came up with things and methods and the way you think about how to fight that I'd never thought of before. And I said, how's that possible, right? Like I've only played 30 games. And again, it's because just the way, because we're used to fighting in a certain way, certain pace. And we also get to see it as well. It's like,
you versed a lot of
Hecrims as well. So we just learned that way through playing a lot of League Legends high elo.
And all of us and anyone who's played the game for a very long time, there's so much experiences that we've had that it's so easy to write off.
Yeah.
It's subconscious. It's like you've played the game for 13 years, dude. It's like there's so much there.
And that's why I always say pro players are actually really bad at coaching and teaching the game.
Yeah,
because,
I think so too.
Because there's so much that they take for granted. They don't understand this is what they do.
You don't know what you know. It's very easy to disrespect what you know.
And I think a lot of pro players rely on other people and like how they play the game to like, I guess, fix their weaknesses. For example, like, or how they look at their map, or like their F keys, or like, or how the jungle wants to play. They kind of be like, oh, they listen to a call, jungle's bot side, and they're safe. They don't look at the map. They don't look at anything other than the lane. And I think that
that's just like pro play. Pro play is so different from solo queue. It's just different. Even challenger games, like we recommend as well. Like when you're looking at a VOD from like a high elo, let's say you're like a high elo of your champion, you know, you don't just sit there breaking the because you don't know what they're thinking. It's impossible to break that down.
Idea.
Just look at the fights, look at the way they're executing the champion. That's really all you're going to be able to take away from those type of VODs.
Because you don't know where they're directing their attention or what they're thinking about.
Yeah, 100%.
Like what a mistake can look basic. Like someone we showed a clip last week of Xiao Ban, the Echo player in China, like died to like some basic Vlad thing. But we have no idea what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking about like tracking the enemy jungler or thinking about if I base here I can go bot side. Like he could have been thinking about a million things, but we have no idea.
Yep.
Right? How do we know what he's thinking about, right? So yeah, there's many reasons why you can make a mistake.
Yeah, there's so many things to think about in League. So like sometimes you get distracted and then you just die to something simple like that.
Yeah. So
let's get into some VODs. We'll do a warm up one again. We'll go on lots of tangents. So
yeah, it's easy.
And we don't even know what we're gonna try and have a crack. Maybe early game, maybe mid game.
Yep.
All right, so this is so first I'll start.
We can maybe full screen this one. Like let me.
How do I do that?
This one here.
So this is our first one up here. We've got Daniel. Daniel's a hardcore avid BBCer. I'll just read before we get into the VOD bio. Just this little. So he said, I'd like to take the opportunity. You announced in the last episode, I submitted a VOD of me playing Jax vs Malphite in EUS Diamond 4. Here's the VOD. So he has a bunch of questions, thoughts. He says the most confusing part to me was the Lullstate at 12 minutes in the game.
Well, let's go through the game, and then what I suggest we go back over the questions later.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Bio, is it easier for you to have it full screen like this, or do you want the little bar at the bottom?
No, this is easy.
Fine?
Yeah, this is completely easy. I'm just like trying to see when he presses tab so I can see the comps, because I think it's super important to know what champions you have and like how it affects your matchup. So like in this matchup, in this matchup you have full control as Jax, because like the thing is Malphite's very easy to gank and you just have full control. Like he can't do anything because your Counter-Strike has so much value, and the thing is he can't auto attack you because you have your like E. So the thing is that they do an invade, but like we'll get to like laning phase, but like he does invade. he doesn't press any ability, so like we don't know what he started yet, so like that's really like confusing. But here, like he just sits in river to get the gold, which is completely fine. Like you just get free gold. But the thing is, like I just want to see how he like enters laning phase. So in this matchup, you really just want to make sure that when he goes for the first 3 creeps, you just fully fight him. Because the thing is that I don't know what he started, but most of the time Malphite start with E or Q. So like you just want to make sure you pressure him off this wave, and that's just how it works. Like he should never be scared here, because like you just want to bait out ability. Because if he starts Q, that's super good for you.
So can you pause for that? So you just said this is just how it works. So top lane as a role, right? It's very, very. Even just getting into that now, this is very detailed.
That's so much matchup knowledge.
So much matchup knowledge.
You know exactly what Malphite's going to start, like what abilities, when you're strong, when you're weak.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about a matchup, does it start with like what are you trying to achieve, or does it is more like the trading itself? Like,
are you trying to always be aggressive? Is that always your first thought?
Yeah,
you should learn by being aggressive. Because my thing is that like when I look at this matchup, Jax's E cooldown is like 12-14 seconds. Like Malphite's Q is like 8 seconds. So like you just know these timers, and like I know like you won't know these things off the bat, but like you need to test and trial, because that's how you learn. Like you need to push the limits and try and like push yourself. And like my thing is in this like game, if you watch any Jax versus Malphite VODs, Jax just has autonomy until Malphite gets like his first base off. That's when it gets scary, because once he has ult, you can die like one shot.
Okay, we'll get into this. I got some questions about how, if you watch VODs and stuff. I'm really curious about that. But we'll get into the VOD first, and then we'll keep going from there.
Yeah, sure. So the thing is he's ordering here. Like we still don't know what he started. He started Q. So the thing is, you should be like trying to pressure him more. Like on this minion, like walk up. Like he should never be happy to walk up ever to get a CS ever again. Because when he starts Q, he just lost full autonomy. So you can slow build 3-4 waves. And like, this is what I mean about like, where your jungler started and where they're pathing up. Your jungler started bot. So you can actually play for 3rd, 4th wave dive. And Malphite can't resist that as a champion. He can't do anything about that. So the thing is, like, you can have these thoughts in your mind at the start of the game when like you just look at your team comps and like how your lane works. You can ping it. You can try and be like communicative of it. But it's just more about like, when I look at this lane, you kind of just want to get like early reset, or you just want to get like item advantage.
Right? So it's either like a big stack of wave into a dive, or big stack into a tempo reset.
Yeah, into base or look mid. You know, like be proactive in the game, because my thing is even throw like 2 waves into warding their top side to know where they started is super good. Like you just want to make sure that you can actually play the game, because like you don't know if their jungler started bot and coming top. You know, so that's my thing, is that like, when you push the pressure, then you can actually ward for yourself, ward their blue buff. Have they started blue and they're pathing down, then it just shows that everyone knows where the jungler is.
So basically you're saying that if you can be aggressive, if you have a winning matchup, you always want to control the wave, you always want to build waves, and then you want to be tracking the jungler.
It's just Jax as a champion, you need to be aggressive level 1, because he has one of the best level 1s in the game.
Okay,
like he has the best level 1. Like other than Urgot, he is the best level 1. Because the thing is, like most champs can't walk up to him like on these first few waves other than Olaf. So most of these times, like you want to be the aggressor, you want to be pushing him in, because once you get the push in and you get your free reset into Cole, or you go like boots, like it's super like big for your matchups. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plan out. So would you say, I mean, Daniel's, it looks like he was sort of pushing Malphite off.
I don't mind him building like his attack speed on the minions, but the thing is he shouldn't be scared. Like when he gets queued here, just walk forward.
Just walk up and
walk up. Like the thing is, like that minion, I never want him to touch. Like that minion,
and your E will disregard the minion.
Because the thing is, but the minion damage turns into damage, because that's how Jax's E works. Like the more auto attacks it's coming in, the more damage the E's gonna do. So the thing is, you want to be fighting in the wave. You want to be fighting in the middle of everything.
That's what Jax is good at.
Yeah, because the thing is, every auto attack on you gives you damage. If you just auto attack, if you just press E for the stun, it does no damage. If you auto attack and then the minions aggro, and then you E, and then you block all the damage, you're going to do like 150, 200 damage, level 1, and it's very scary. That's why like a lot of people disrespect this champ, but like you need to be aggressive. That's why I'm really pushing the envelope of like, when you're playing Jax, you want to fight in the wave, auto, then get the minion aggro, then E it, and then if they fight you in that minion wave, they're practically done.
Okay, because he's just so good.
Yeah.
But this is more of a Jax specific thing.
Yeah, that's a Jax specific thing. Okay. But like that's like as a top lane thing, it's more about like just knowing that, I have push when he started Q, So I would never want him to walk up on the wave ever again. Like here, just never walk.
So Daniel should have basically would have been able to deny more minions from Malphite.
Yeah, 100%. Like here, that's fine. Like you don't even care if he Qs you. It never changes. It just never changes. The thing is, like, it doesn't matter.
Because that damage doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Anyway.
It doesn't do anything.
So this is good.
Yeah, this is that's fine trade. Because the thing is, like, on this wave, you would just want to stack the third wave coming out of tier 2. That's all you want to do. Like, you don't want to push too fast. Like, you don't want to hit. You just want to last hit now. Just last hit. Just last hit.
Because this is diamond. It would be very rare that a jungler's going to dive off a stack.
Yeah,
wave,
but
right?
that's what I'm saying. Is like here, like if he was more aggressive, the wave would already be pushed, and then he could go from this 2 wave toward their blue buff. You know, and then
that's an option.
And if his blue's still up, then you just know that. Okay, he's pathing up, so I can play accordingly. And if he shows on blue, then you have the time to fight him, and then you can bait time. You know, because most of the time, most like junglers don't sweep until they reach like your lane. So most of the time, they will never know if the blue buff's watered. They just think that, oh, I can wrap around, do all this stuff. So you just want to play for information so you can play accordingly. Because the thing is, I just don't want you to fight without information. That's why, like, if he fought more like proactively, he could be like, oh, where's the jungler started? I can keep fighting like this. If the jungler's pathing up and my jungler's pathing away, then I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to push the next wave and then back off, you know?
So something you said earlier was like, you want to be aggressive, and that's because you need to know what your champ is capable of. And in top lane as a role, it seems very focused on the micro and the 1v1, right?
100%.
And getting into those, and like really knowing that, like, okay, how important is the matchup specifics?
It's mainly just like who gets pushed, or like what can you do with your push. I think that's like the most important thing. It's just like some matchups are really, really like hard. For example, like the Jax versus Kayle, like Kayle can never win that. But like some matchups like this is like Malphite just has to take the L early on, and then once the wave bounces back, then he has like, then he can fight back. Then he can
So
start.
it sounds pretty important to really know these matchups.
Because the thing is, like, these early phases is super important, because like once Malphite can actually play lane with all his abilities, it's like Renekton. Like Renekton's level 1 is really bad, but once he has all his abilities, that's when he can fight back. That's when he can actually like set up ganks.
Some champions need like level 3.
Yeah, like actually,
like their kit works together.
Yeah, because when I look at Malphite, like what does he do other than Q you? He doesn't do anything. Like actually, like he's useless. That's why I'm saying is like when you just go into the league game, you just know what champion you're versing and try and like play accordingly, you know? Because my thing is like, see, like Qs like that is like, there's no intention. Like when I see this is like, your intention here should be building this wave, slow building it, and then just pushing the third wave, you know? And then looking to ward into base. That's all you want to be doing. Like this trade is really bad, because the thing is, you want to be as high HP as possible. Because the thing is, like, you don't know. This is what I mean.
You don't have the junglers going to come there.
Yeah, you don't know. Like, I don't know what jungler. He hasn't pressed tab. You know, like I don't know who he's versing.
It was a Mundo jungle.
Okay, because like if he was versing a Rek'Sai, if he was versing a Lee Sin, or he's versing a Kindred, like they could be here and he could die. You know, like you want to be in the best condition possible, so then you can push the third wave. And if you get ganked, then you can 2v1. Because if you have a big enough wave, you can always fight.
Big enough wave with full HP. Yeah, I always say those are the worst ganks, because it's such a bad.
Because the thing is, if you gank that and you survive, it's such a waste of time.
Yeah, it's game changing.
They soak all the EXP, and especially if the jungle changes, like junglers can never get any EXP from lanes. It's really bad. So like that's what I mean. It's like you always want to put yourself in the best conditions. So like if you do get ganked, then you always win.
So as a diamond top laner, you would expect that players, they should get into this sort of granular detail?
It's just like for me, when you're like aiming to climb and you have like specific champs that you're playing, like champs like Jax, you really need to like push the envelope. You need to push the limits. If you're playing like Ornn, Sion, like you can actually play back and just play like passively, because you are going to play for the team fight.
You can provide utility later.
When you're behind on Jax in some of these matchups, you just die. You know, it's useless. Like it's like Camille. Like you need to have at least some agency in the game, so then you can actually get Divine Thunderer and play the game.
So I got a question. So you VODs. So how do you learn this stuff? So you know, there's a lot of great information here, but how would you recommend the average person learning this stuff? How did you learn this stuff?
Mainly just watching solo queue. It like even like diamond VODs. Like when I look up, I literally type up Jax versus Malphite. Even if it's like
just on League of Graphs or
doesn't matter. Like even on YouTube. Like, actually, like the thing is, you just want to know. Like you want to see everyone's perspective. Like they don't have to be the best players. Like it doesn't. Like the thing is, I think watching the best players is the worst way to learn, because the thing is they're versing the best players at their at their role. So they'll play the matchup v matchup accordingly.
They'll play it perfectly. Yeah.
I would open up 8 VODs and watch how, because like sometimes I'll watch one VOD and someone will get pushed, and then the next VOD they won't get pushed or they'll lose, you know? So my thing is like, you need to have a lot of information and try and realize, or then come to a conclusion for yourself, because then you'll be like, oh, in my opinion, this is how the matchup goes. And then you play it, and then you're like,
Just try shit.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh, I can see why this matchup is favored for him. You know, you can look at the graphs and everything, but you need to like try and learn of why this is good or why this has a good win percentage. You just can't pick the champ and be like, oh, I should be winning. I'm just gonna watch Bin play it, and then like Bin's versing like Khan or like any other good top laner, you know. But like that's what I mean. You're not gonna verse Bin.
That's
or,
not
like,
what the average person is gonna experience.
You're going to verse something different, and where like someone might just give push like this. You will just have full control, and that's my thing. Is like you need to have the information and make like your own opinion.
So getting into YouTube, getting into those VODs, that's like something you recommend most.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Diamond, platinum, it doesn't matter. Like the thing is, you just need to get your own opinion on like the play, because you could be like the highest rank ever. The important thing is to get as much information and just get your own opinion. That's really important, because like most of these matchups, like you can't always play it, because in solo queue you might verse a random Kled, you might verse a Malphite, you might verse like a Camille. You have so many matchups, but that's what I mean. You can open up 8 VODs on YouTube and just like watch them like simultaneously, see how they want to build. Some build differently. Why do they build differently? That's what I mean. Like you just realize, oh,
it's like a problem, right? It's like a puzzle, and you're just trying to figure out and then try your solution to the puzzle.
That's why like you don't have to always grind to like learn. You can watch like 8 VODs and then play the champion over and over again, and then you can just see, oh, I'd rather have this item here, or I'd rather have these runes here, because like it's super important. So like no, yeah.
Okay. So definitely the question I want to get to is that we talked a lot about like wave control and stuff like that. I want to sort of know is like how important is this? Is this like why like a silver player is losing a game?
This is like super important, because like these are like moments where if you die here, it's really, really bad.
Okay, so it's about not dying. Okay.
Like top lane is like one of the most isolated roles, and the thing is that it has one of the strongest champs. Like I think top lane in general has like the strongest champs, but the problem is that
they're very to die.
Yeah, they're very niche, or they're very like easy vulnerable to die.
So a lot of the time you're thinking about how to not die and control the wave.
Because my thing is like with how you want to play this matchup. Like for example, if Vi was pathing away, like I don't mind you giving the control, and if Malphite started E, I don't mind you giving push, you know? Like there's a different perspective like on like how these dynamics change, but it's just being like, oh, my jungler's pathing to me, Malphite has Comet, I can be more aggressive.
So your mindset, it's interesting. It's kind of like you're trying to be as aggressive as I can while not dying, essentially what it is. Like what can I get away with while not dying? And so, and sometimes, okay, if the jungler's pathing, I need to get more information. So I might have to do I get 2-wave crash into a ward. Maybe have more freedom. I can do a 3-stack crash into a reset. So you're always thinking about like, what's my best option? And what will keep me the most safe?
Because for me, I don't believe in the 3-wave crash into reset. I don't believe all that thing. Because my thing is that matchups change. Like sometimes you feel different on the day. You might feel like, like you might verse a better player and they might fight you more, and then the wave is...
You got to adapt.
Yeah, you have to adapt. And that's why what I mean is like if Malphite was fighting you early and then you just did a 2-wave crash, what are you going to do with that 2-wave crash? Am I going to look mid? Am I going to ward? Like you just have to have a plan to everything. Like what am I going to do with this wave at tier 2?
So how far ahead do you think? So like when you're playing this lane, like do you come in and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do? Or like...
Well, mainly like it's just like how... if in like level 1, who wins? Like level 1 is like when
that's where it all starts.
Yeah, level one,
who wins,
like,
and then
who wins?
maybe jungle
like that's when you can like slowly.
What happens if
build.
it's closer? What happens if you're not exactly sure who wins? What happens if it's
that's
like
why you try
50-50?
Yeah,
you just got to fail and just
try it. Like, because like, that's what I mean. It's like you can never like learn unless you just push the limits. Because like top lane champs, so you might be versing like Olaf versus like Kled, and like the level 1 is going to be really close. And
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like when it's really close, like how do you know?
You just have to try it, and that's what I mean with constant VOD watching and like how you want to like how other people do it. It's just because most of the time with top lane, when it's like a close matchup like that, if you walk with the wave, they can never do that anyways. Like that's why
with the mic bio.
You can never they can never do that like level 1. So in most like
those matchups are sketchy because like I get similar questions. So like, how do I know if I win? Like who wins this matchup? And what I typically say is that if you're ever unsure, just do it. Like if you're unsure if you win, the only way to find out is by doing it and dying.
Yeah.
But this is where it gets tricky, right? Because sometimes it's like you might win it if you play it better mechanically. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, I missed it. You're playing Olaf. I just missed a Q.
Yeah.
Or I missed an auto or whatever it might be. I missed a vital on Fiora. I missed my E on Camille.
Yeah.
And this is where, again, especially top lane, it's a very mechanically demanding
Yeah.
role, and those things matter. And at the end of the day, like from what it seems like, you do just have to have a lot of painful experiences.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, champ mastery seems to me like it matters a lot.
Yeah, it does. And I think that but even then, for example, if you want to climb, that's what I mean. You might feel different on the day, and even if you win the level 1, you might just have to give the push. It doesn't you don't have to just always play the same way. Like some games, you'll just feel like, oh, I might die here, or you feel nervous. Things happen. Like that's just how it works. Yeah, but that's what I mean. You adapt to the game, and then you just be like, oh, okay, I didn't play it like this, but how can I play when I'm just getting pushed in, and then what am I going to do with the push in? That's what I mean. It's like when you see VODs and you just see constant fighting, optimally, I want him to be fighting. But in a different game and you just play more respectfully, it's fine. You outscale Malphite and you can always win side. It's just that mid-game spike is where Malphite has the big rise. So that's why I want him to push Denver early, because if you can burn his TP, have control, that's when you will just start winning this matchup.
Do you want to skim forward in this one? See
Yeah,
what we can take
So
away?
you're saying that Daniel's basically ruined it?
No, not
This is
ruined
fun?
it.
He's doing alright. I think he's on a good stack.
This whole thing. I think warding here is a waste. To be honest, my thing is you don't care if Mundo ganks you. How does he ever gank you? That's
Because
what I'm
the
saying.
wave's too big.
Yeah, the wave is too big. The thing is you could be just hitting the wave. Just keep hitting it, because keep your passive.
You're not going to die to him.
Yeah, he literally lost 5 passive stacks for no reason. You just want to keep the passive and never ward and just keep push. And here, off here, now when you have the ward, you can literally go deep. The scrying orb will be up. You will just clear his whole.
That's
blue
so
side.
annoying when the top laners do that. They hit the scrying plan and stuff, and
then you'll just know, has he started top? Has he started bot? And you ward it. Then Vine knows, if I can't contest him 1v1 and my Jax is basing top, then I can go bot scuttle. You know?
So now you would go ward.
Yeah, this is where you should ward, because
You're deep into their job.
Yeah, because here you don't get anything. The thing is, also most people are scared of people freezing. You shouldn't be scared. The thing is, if he tries to freeze this,
he can't.
he can't. It's just it's
So
impossible.
what about insta resetting here?
Instant resetting is fine. Here, I don't mind. I just think that getting information for the game is super important, because right now,
You help everyone else.
I don't know what's happening in the game. For myself, I'm my lane's good, because even though micro wise he could play a little bit better, the fact is that I don't know where Mundo is. I don't know where he started.
So you value spotting the enemy jungle really
it's
highly.
super important, because the thing is people in solo queue won't see this stuff. People won't care, and they will just flip 1v1s. They'll just flip it and they'll die and they'll lose.
Die. Yeah.
And my thing is if you just help your team just a teeny tiny bit, it's just much easier to play. It helps you, because you're you don't have to be the best at tracking, but then you'll be his blue side is down, his bot side,
Yep.
It's super simple.
This is also really important as well, because but from any review that I do, Bo, from gold below, the junglers start bot side every single 95+% of the time, because they get the bot leash.
Yeah.
So this is actually would be really important for the average top laner,
Yeah.
because they're always going to get ganked at 3 minutes probably every time, because every jungler starts bot.
Yeah, I think it's just a really important key. But the way him basing here is completely fine. It's honestly completely
Okay,
fine.
he's going to be bouncing out, so he comes back.
I think he should buy Cole, because the thing is it's just matchup specific. He has Comet, he has Poke, he has Corrupting Potions. He wants to play on the small trade. And the thing is if you have Cole, you'll get 3 HP every auto. You just keep autoing the wave. And
Cole's more effective than Lifesteal in the other game.
Yeah, it's better than Doran's Blade. It's literally better than Doran's Blade in Omnivamp. If you can just keep autoing the wave, it's perfect. And that's why you outscale him, and this is a bad. Okay, this is the one key concept that I've always said with top laners. You should never walk to lane straight like that. Literally never straight. Even in bot lane, you should always be walking in this way through the jungle, and walking here and warding here.
Just in case.
So basically, for the listeners, saying
because
you're coming out of base, just go through
because there's
the jungle and hover mid.
There is no reason to walk out here. Yes, you're a little bit faster, but the thing is, if you walk out here, and then Lissandra's pushing out this wave, you can actually like
You're giving yourself an
you can
opportunity to map
literally
impact.
You can literally pink ward for Syndra, and then she's safe, and then you can ward like the dot, so then you can see on Scuttle or whatever, and then like on this wave, you'll be able to see if Malphite hard pushes, you run
You
back
still
top.
can come back. Yeah. He's not going to get the wave
Because my
out.
thing is, unless the wave is on the tower, you are not losing anything. Like, unless it's at the tower, you are literally not losing anything on the bounce. If it's literally just sitting there, you're not losing anything. You have time.
And you don't want to contest Malphite when the wave's on his side anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like, the thing is, he's having the building wave. So my thing is, unless you're going to prep a gank, unless Vi's going to go from here to top, it's a waste of time. But even then, like, Malphite will have a time to ward this brush, and then there's no play. That's why, for me, it doesn't matter what role you play, you should always just walk through your jungle and like look like ward on the dot and then see mid.
You never know if some random fight's going to happen
see
or something
mid.
like that. You would even be fighting crap here, dude. There's so much impact
that's what I mean.
the top laner
Like,
could have here.
like Vi can walk
This
here.
is the thing with top
and-
laners,
yeah.
dude. This is like when I verse you guys, like really good top laners in solo queue, they know how to impact the
They
map.
impact the map, yeah. In,
That's the difference.
again, Bio's always thinking about little ways. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to check
How
the
can I
junglers
see the jungler?
here at the
How
one
can I hover
moment.
mid or
Hover
get a
mid
ward
here
for my
this
mid
moment.
lane or a clear vision?
Even if
or
nothing happens, you're
little
still
things.
potentially
And they add up. Those
opportunity.
little things
Yeah,
add up.
because it helps everyone. The thing is like, and there's no downside because you don't need the ward for yourself. Like when you buy the pink, it's not for yourself because the thing is he's going to build into you. You're not going to contest the wave anyways because Vi's pathing down.
That's right. And
That's
the
what I mean.
enemy jungle's bot side
Yeah.
as well.
And the thing is, like, if you put a ward down, he's going to clear it anyway.
You're just wasting time.
Yeah,
You're never
it's
going to
just-
contest
it's just a
this
waste
wave.
of time.
You're being pathed away from
like,
your jungle.
yeah, that's why.
But I love this mindset of just always being aware of like what you can do in your lane is entirely predicated on what your jungler is doing. If your jungler is pathing away, you don't want to be heavy trading and then shoving into the enemy a lot of the time. You want to be then holding away maybe more conservatively and not heavy trading, right?
Yeah, that's
being
the-
hard to kill.
Yeah, just being adaptive to like how the game works. That's why like from level 1, you just know, oh, can I win this matchup? I do. Do I want to draw pressure and draw a gank? And then like even if I blow sums, then like it draws pressure away, or do I just play conservatively and like when my jungler comes on his second rotation of camps, then he's there for me.
So this is like a really interesting topic. I want to kind of do a bit of a tangent here. So, you know, okay, so there's like this whole subsection of top lane where it's kind of like the matchup, you know, knowing your limits, knowing if you win the 1v1, knowing if you win the trade, and then like even like the wave management and all that, right? And then there's like, okay, I get that. I know my matchup. I know if I can get push or not. There's all that. And then there's like, then there's all these invisible things, these small things that you're doing that's not even related to your lane at all, that are actually impacting the map in small, subtle ways that add up over time. And I feel there's a lot of similarity between you and Cupcake. Because Cupcake's always thinking, okay, what can I do to like wreak havoc on the map? And like use those little windows of vision, like whether it's, you know, he calls it fog warring, being a fog warrior, like hovering out of fog of war and just annoying the mid laner, or getting in the face of the jungler and always being aware of the jungler's location. So it's like what I've noticed is that the trend with you and Andy is, it's like, okay, I get it. I know my matchups now. I got that out of the way. I know if I can get sharp. And it's like, okay, what can I do to make the game as easy as possible for my team to win and hard as possible for the enemy to do what they want to do? And that mindset is so powerful because a lot of people, in both, I mean, I speak for your program as well, Nathan, where it's like they think in such a linear way. It's like, okay, I'm this champion, and if I either get a kill or I can't get a kill. And the smaller things like getting vision for someone or protecting them or being in the right area to thwart off a dive, or it's like the invisible things that you're doing that really add up, and it's hard to get that across to a lot of people. You know, that message of like how the small things impact the game. But as you see here, Bias pointed out he could have watered the jungle, he could have pathed by mid, he would know where Mundo is, he would know where Mundo's pathing. Like, and then he's being hard to gank top side because then he would know that his jungler's pathing bot side, so he wouldn't die top. So Mundo has less options. You're basically strangling the jungler by just doing a lot of little things. And imagine like how that's gonna change the game. And in an alternate reality, maybe, you know, he dies to a top gank here. Mundo maybe loops around and then does top scuttle, loops around, sees you heavy trading with the Malphite in the long lane and kills you. Who
That's why
knows?
like you get the dot ward. He can't do that. Like he can never do that. That's why it's like super important to have control and know what you're doing. Because like when you're basing, you have 8 seconds to buy an item. Like you know what you're like. So even if you're following a normal build, like you're going to right click and what am I going to do off this base? Like Malphite's CSing. What am I doing? You know, am I going to TP back?
You're just trying to maximize your impact
just know what you're doing, or just be thinking about it.
Be thinking about
just
it. It's like trying to solve, how can I be as impactful as possible?
Like that's why like it's always important just to never walk out of lane like this. I think it's just super important. Because the thing is like, I'm going to watch this, but like he's not going to actually do anything. Like he's going to come back into lane and there's literally nothing. Like he's just doing this, you know? That's why like for me, it's like, it doesn't matter what you do. It's just that like optimizing how you can make sure you don't die. So here, like he knows Mundo crosses back. So this is where it's fine to trade. But like here, like you just want to trade as much as you can because you have TP and he still hasn't TP'd back. So the thing is you just want to burn his TP and then match the items. So on this next wave, I just want him to fight as much as possible because you'll just win because you have Counter-Strike and Malphite can't do anything about that. Like Malphite is just super like linear. He has to be on top of you fighting. Like if he's poking you like this, it doesn't matter. Like this is what I mean. He's warding, but like Mundo's dead.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's why. No, but like that's what I'm saying is that like he's
the lack of awareness, no intention.
Like,
there's no intention.
There's no intention. It's like, oh, he queued me. I'm getting low. I might die. You know, like from something. You know, like something may kill me. Like that's why like you need to be thinking like if you just know or just think a little bit, like that's what I mean. Like how does Malphite get out of this situation? Like to me, like I just think Malphite's in such a bad position. Like he can't do anything. But like now you're just giving him wave control. Like Malphite can walk up, just bomb the wave, and you have like 1,000 minions, and it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like
this is good.
Yeah, this is fine. Like this auto. If he gets killed,
he
needs to insta-base. He needs to insta-base.
The way it's showing to me, right?
Yeah, he needs to base. Yeah, don't care about the range. Like you can get the cannon base. Just base, base. Yeah, get cannon base, please.
Good.
Ooh, okay. It's actually not bad.
Nice.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. I actually like that. He comes back.
Yeah.
He goes for Blade, which is interesting.
Freeze. He should freeze this, no?
Yeah, he should walk up and freeze. He should walk up. He should just Q on the wave.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because like he can't fight you, and the thing is like you have Vamp as well. Like you can lifesteal it up. I just think that like he's such in a bad position.
Oh, freeze there.
Yeah, this is because now he can poke you and like it's just for free.
So it's interesting. Daniel, he clearly knows he's going to win the matchup. He's fighting. He knows he can solo kill, but he's missing opportunities to potentially punish him. I'll fight even harder.
Because I'm just caring about the optimization. Because my thing is like he's playing like how the trades are supposed to be played. It's just about like how can you make sure that you're healthier in these trades and make sure that like nothing happens to you and you don't have to be scared of random ganks. Because like it's just like the ward thing. It's like you're warding river, the jungler's dead. Who are you dying to? You know. And
as well, Malphite would just clear the ward as well. Malphite's bouncing back.
And then like if you don't know, or if you're not like perceptive of that, you're just like, oh, now I just have to give push. When in all reality, like you don't have to because the jungler's dead. So here, like technically he should freeze, but the thing is like my thing, you're just going to be like, oh, 5
adapt. Now you got to adapt. You're not freezing, so now we've got to slow build.
So here. You're going to get level 6 first because of the kill, and it's the 530 cannon wave, the next wave, because like I always say the 530 cannon wave for the solos are always level 6.
That's right.
It's always level 6. So the thing is like on this next wave, you just want to be trading as hard as possible and getting level 6 before he gets 6, because then like that's when like if you get 6 before him, you just trade as much as you can, and no matter how it turns out, you'll just be in a better position. Because if he has 6 and you have 6, it's very scary to go back and forth. So like here, this wave, keep your passive on. And you just want to push. He looks mid, that's fine. But he should be pushing this as hard as possible.
He doesn't want to stack. You can stack another wave if he wants to, right?
Yeah, but like it doesn't, like my thing is like he can stack it, but like my idea of this is that if you push this as fast as possible and he tries to hold it, you can fight him. And if he doesn't, then you can actually get wards in the top side. It's the same thing.
Same premise.
Same concept. The wards that died at like on level 2, level 3, you'll have wards again on his top side. So, is Mundo on his second rotation of camps?
You always know where the jungler is.
You just know what's happening. Because my thing is, you can hold for the 4th wave, but like, am I going to get a dive out of it? They made a play mid, probably not. And that's what I mean. It's like here, unless Vi's diving on this wave, it's never happening, you know?
He's just not doing anything here.
That's what I mean. Like, if your intention is clear and you're like, oh, I'm going to like ping my team and be like, oh, come like top here,
Right. Again, it all ties back to intention.
that's
What are you trying to get
what is
done
your
with the
intention?
wave?
Like, what is your
Right.
intention? Like, and it's very simple because like the thing is, Malphite's not even contesting you. There's no.
It always feels like Top's very kind of. It is kind of simple in a way, right?
It
It's
is
simple,
simple.
but it's complicated.
Yes,
it's like
of
the
course.
trades are. I think the trades are quite.
Yeah. How you
nuanced.
And the
want to trade,
execution.
And the execution is quite complicated, but the actual roll, it's like okay, which way is the wave going? Okay, if the wave's shoving, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to dive?
Yeah.
Am I going to ward? Am I going to reset? Am I
of
going to
course.
roam mid? Am I going to go to a dragon?
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
That's all it is, and that's what I mean. Like, of course, like Malphite could be more aggressive and fighting you, but like that's why like the context matters and things change
so
like
the,
this.
the complex thing is is the matchups. If you know your matchups and
Yeah.
the trading and the execution, then the next level, the next part of that is okay. What do I do with my wave states? What can I do with them? Like, what can I do with my pressure?
Yeah.
And that's that mindset kicking in there. Like, okay, how do I be the most impactful player? Do I go mid? Do I go to jungle? Can I get a ward? Can I? And I really want to get in this one because a common question we get with top laners is from the emails was, I don't know how to translate elite.
Yeah.
So what's your mind? I mean, we'll probably see it. He's theoretically got a lead.
Yeah,
His
he
team's
has a
doing
lead, yeah.
So what's your mindset? If you're thinking, how do I win this game and like push this lead? What's going through your
So
mind?
my thing is like when Malphite's 6, it's very hard to dive unless there's a huge wave. Like that's straight.
So that's
away.
one option, dive.
Yeah.
So that's a
the
way of
dive
one thing
if you
you're
can.
doing.
But like thing is that he has ulti, so it's very scary. So like my thing is, I would want to play away from the Malphite because my thing is I have control of the wave, so I can impact mid, drag, bot, herald, everything.
So you're looking for something. You're
just
looking for a
help.
herald.
Like
You're
that-
looking for a neutral,
anything.
a
The thing
mid-roam.
is, if there was no play mid here, you can actually just push this wave and just ping your jungler or ping your jungler, start drag, and your lean pressure will be enough. And if they fight, you're there. And if not,
So you're
then
saying that
not.
you'll move into the river and then cover for the dragon.
Lean and have your pressure, but then you don't have to walk the whole way. But
Yeah,
I'm just
you get
saying,
maybe to
just
like
yeah,
a dot
but
bush
the
or
thing is,
whatever.
like, the enemy team will be like spam ping. Oh, Jax is missing. And if they contest, you're there, you know. And then Malphite's all he's doing is just CSing top. That's all that matters, and that's what I mean. Is like there's so many concepts, but it's just more about like what is your team doing. So your team made a play mid, and like they can't start drag because of their conditions. So what am I going to do now? Like here, I just think you should push because you're not going to dive on the 4th wave. And my thing is that like here now Malphite, like because technically a good Malphite here can actually trade with you. He can actually like slowly whittle the wave as well as you, and then he can actually have like a huge kill pressure on you. That's why I don't like building 4, because like the only reason I like 4 is if you're going to go play for a dive, you know. You have intention. That's why I said intention matters. If you push this straight away, Malphite cannot like. A good Malphite would walk up here, either wave, it'll be really chipped. He'll have level 6, and then like look at the wave. Like it's super good for Malphite. Like that's what
He's
I mean.
just free farming.
Yeah, it's free farming, but also it's scary for you to walk up.
And you're not really impacting anything, are you? Like,
Yeah,
what are you
you're-
actually doing? You're
you're-
not like roaming. You're not
not, like-
resetting. You're not like you're doing nothing.
Yeah, you have no intention, and that's why like it's super important. Like here, like even though Vi's already topside, like if you push this, you could just keep a ward. Like see, Mundo hits that, and like he would know that earlier. That's what I mean. Like he wards shallow, but he shouldn't. Like that's what I mean. Like
You're warding way deeper.
yeah,
you're saying.
like it doesn't matter. Like the thing is like if Mundo's there, fight him. Like actually, you have Vamp. You're very strong right now. And
Oh, Liz has move. I don't know about that.
oh yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe it's hard because like
Maybe
Liz
it's
move.
hard, Liz.
But like I just think that like.
But I get your point.
Yeah, the pressure is like you should have intention and just move around the map, ward, and then play the game like that. So here, like he wards deeper because he knows Mundo's topside and he trades back. But this is fine. You just want to keep ordering the wave. You have to keep pushing. You can never like
Because then you won't get lifesteal.
yeah.
otherwise.
You need to keep pushing because like he has 2 corruption potions and like you're like in the threshold of the one shot. So you need to keep pushing,
get the lifesteal.
yeah,
back.
yeah. Like just keep pushing because like the thing is like even in like situations like this, if you push, even if you have nothing to do, like sometimes there's a honey fruit and they'll just like salvage your lane. You know, like if you have honey fruit advantage and he's like stuck on these conditions, you just win. Like that's what I mean. Like push doesn't only just mean like oh it's just for my team. It's for like yourself as well. Because like if there's a honey fruit in the river, like GG to the enemy top laner. Like actually, because if I'm Malphite and I see a Jax come back with like full HP, full mana, and I only have like 1 corruption potion, it's just done.
Yep, and
Yeah.
Malphite's on 250 mana right now, so he doesn't have much
Yeah, like
abilities
it's
left.
really bad. No TP, and now you're in the position to lock him in lane, and like that's because like usually TP is where like top laners get the bail out because like that's when like if you're losing lane, you TP back and then you can like kind of salvage lane because then if they don't match your TP, then you can actually push out and then actually get a good reset again. Like you're just in a good condition, but like that's just my opinion, anyways.
So do you want to maybe skim forward a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
And then we can maybe see if there's some mid-game shenanigans.
Yeah, of course.
So
he's going Blade, which I personally don't like because, in my opinion, it puts you in a position where you're too squishy. Like, because like Malphite can go like AP and you'll just get one shot before you even do anything. Blade is such a very like, it's a nice item, but it puts you in a position where it delays your mythic, which Divine Thunder is the most broken item in the game, and then also just like the build itself feels really bad. Like you never want to build recurve bow, you never want to build all this stuff. So here, like he gets a really good trade because Malphite's probably like looking at the map or something. No, but like. No, it's fine.
No, he went to Q.
dude.
No, the Malphite went to Q the cannon.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Oh, did
it makes
he?
perfect
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's
And
inting for the cannon.
the
Laners
Malphite-
always go for cannon. I always say
They
to my
burned his
junglers.
Malphite off
No,
that.
but-
Then you have full control now. This
Yeah.
is where you should call for Rift, right?
This is where I'm like, oh, my jungler's pathing up, start Rift.
Yeah.
Like here, like don't push the
be a
wave.
top laner
Yeah,
now.
don't push the wave as fast and just wait until the next wave. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when you can just see how the waves work when you look at the tier 2. Like tier 2 is when like the next wave will come. So just wait, just slow push, don't push too fast. And like then you can just hard push because now the wave is like here, and then you will lose the wave when you shouldn't be losing that wave. But here, like here, he actually gets the ward in.
Yeah,
Like this is what I mean.
beautiful ward.
This is what I wanted him to do earlier. You know, the thing is like,
But he should have called for Rift ages ago, right?
yeah, like just ping Rift and have like an intention. But like here, like he has so much time. He can hit Rift. He can steal the gold
Yeah.
from the jungler as well, from Rift Herald. So.
And Malphite doesn't have ult. So
Yeah,
they
like
can
you
win.
just always win. Like that's what I mean. Like I like how he played the lane. It was like actually good because he just burned the ulti when he greeted for cannon, and
Yeah.
like he just had intention here. So then now they fight, and he's ready to fight because it doesn't matter even if Malphite is here. Well, I don't like the E, but yes, of course. Like mechanically, you could play a little bit better, but I think the intention of playing for the ulti into Herald is very smart.
Yeah, so this is a whole different problem,
Yeah.
right? So like skirmishing is a separate kind of thing.
Yeah, skirmishing is way different. But that's what I mean. It's like, what's the important factor? Like, if you're learning like about your mid game and how I impact the game, just look at that, and then you can look at the micro laning phase.
Yeah.
I only bring up the micro laning phase because like these things will like change your whole perceptive of like how long I can actually pull the pressure and how long can I look mid, how long can I ward the jungle and do all this stuff.
So now it seems like there's the three categories. So there's the lane phase, then the matchups and the trading and the wave management. Then there is the small, okay, when you get pressure, what do I do with that pressure? Whether it be roaming mid, deep warding, calling for rift, going to dragons.
Yep.
And then there's the skirmishing itself, like kind of the mid to late game. There's the skirmishing.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
And top lane is basically this on repeat for the entirety of the game, isn't it? It's like
it-
shove,
it's
and
just-
then what am I going to do with my shove? Or
Yeah.
I'm getting shoved, okay.
Like, am I fighting here? Like, is my jungler up here?
Where's my
Like,
jungler?
I'm going to hard trade. If he's not here, then
So
I just
you're
play safe.
basically, as a top laner, are you basically always aware of your jungler's location?
You should. You should know what
that's
he's
a
doing.
responsibility
Yes,
of your
yes,
role.
it is your responsibility because the thing is that your role is so isolated. It's so hard to like, because like it's so hard for top laners to like or junglers in general to come to your lane because usually it comes off like their top side, but like usually they want to do their top side into their second rotation. They don't want to stay on your side for too long because like usually they want to play for dragons, they want to play for mid. Yeah. So my thing is like you just have to be adaptable to the game so you can actually play accordingly because it's really the whole laning is more about how can I pull enough pressure so then I can pull the attention towards me or I use my resources to like carry the game.
So in this situation, you're a 2-0 Jax.
Yeah.
What's your mindset now in the game? So you obviously you're solo killing
Yeah.
this guy. You're killing it. You got a rift on top.
Yeah, he
side.
had a question at 10 minutes and 52 seconds
Yeah,
in the
I
game.
think it was right here after
Okay.
the solo
Yeah.
kill. I'm
Oh,
assuming.
wait, no, is that 10 minutes in the VOD? Yeah, in the VOD. He says, stack and dive with Vi's rift angle.
I think he went past that point. Then I'm assuming he means like this whole section here.
This one?
I'm assuming he means this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This one, all he has to do is just don't hit this wave.
So stack and
Yeah,
dive
just
with rift.
stack. Don't hit the wave. And like,
So they could second dive.
yes,
this,
they
yeah.
can because you can do the dive before the herald. But the thing is like, you just have to play off like mid. You know, does mid have pressure? Because like,
Right, you might not be able to go for the dive,
If
yeah.
mid has can't like push, then like the dive can't happen. That's why like, it really depends on like the rest of the lanes. But like the herald is guaranteed.
And this is where those like you need to be using this time here to think about what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, where's your jungler? What's your mid? What's going on?
Yeah,
mid?
because like if your mid is losing, the dive is never happening because the like the
they
enemy
can just
mid will
counter
just walk
easy.
up. Yeah, you'll just die. So the thing is like the always the guaranteed play is that like you always get herald off your move, yeah? Or you'll always have your move into Herald.
So you're always thinking about, as a top laner, you're always thinking about, okay, can I get a Rift? Can I get a Dragon?
Yeah, it's always about numbers advantage and what you can do with it. Because the thing is, I've always said that like mechanics don't matter, because if you have another person there, it doesn't matter if you miss abilities, you'll just win. If you have like, if Jax just Qs and auto attacks, you just win a fight if it's a 5v4. It doesn't matter, because the thing is like there's another resource they have to play around. There's another like tool that you have in fights. Just doesn't matter. That's why like it's super important. Where am I here for this fight? Am I not? What am I going to do? Like he's building Blade of the Ruined King, so for me personally, he should just be playing side. You should be punishing Malphite more and being like, you know what? I'm going to push my side pressure, and then I'm going to go to team fights. Later.
Okay, let's skim forward a bit then. So this is...
He had a question now at 12 minutes. It was his main question about what should we be thinking in this lull state? What's next? How should I be thinking about this dragon? Is it my job as a top laner to be there?
Yeah.
Yes.
If yes, how do I play the wave
what are you
trades?
thinking right now? You've come out of base, you're 2-0, you got Bork, it's Gota, you got TP, Flash.
Yep.
What do you think?
This is a big thing, because like you come out of base again, but here, like you have full wave control. So the thing is that Malphite can never walk up to you. You're way stronger as well. So my thing is that you press tab, because like I don't know the dragon timer, yeah? But you can always just work it out, be like, oh, 40, 50 seconds. Like I can hold this here until like 50, 40 seconds, and then one-shot the wave and walk. You know, if it was like a closer top lane matchup, you probably want to start building. But the thing is, you can actually like semi-freeze into a roam, you know? Because my thing is like Malphite can never walk up to you. You're way stronger. He will just die to you. So like here, you should just trade. Yeah, trade. It doesn't matter. You never lose, but then go back to your wave. Go back to wave. And then like here, like your team's fighting bot side, but like I want you to be pushing. Don't play for freeze. Just like push. Because
you want him to be at the dragon.
Yeah, and be at the dragon.
He asked if you should be at the
dragon.
dragon.
Yes, you should always be at, like any fight is good. Like that's why I'm saying is like when you're strong, this is what like I think a big problem of top laners is that they say they're super strong, but then they're like, oh, my role's useless because I can't impact the game, yeah? But like literally if you cleared the wave and cleared the next wave and walk to drag, you're there. And then like they have to deal with a Blade of the Ruined King Jax at 12 minutes. That's like...
This gives me PTSD. When I the amount of games I've lost in solo queue where there's a 2-0 Riven top, the 2-0 Riven walks down to a dragon, and we just lose the game.
You just lose. Because like
I've lost to that situation so many times.
I've always said like top lane champs are one of the like they are literally so OP. Like if you ever think about Camille, like all these champs, they're
insane. Camille feels insane.
They have true damage. They have long range engage. They have
insane mobility.
Yeah, they have like, max health damage. They have true damage. These champs are OP.
Think about Rek'Sai comparatively to like Riven and Camille. Like,
literally think about like Rek'Sai and stuff. They literally do nothing. Like
actually, like if I miss my Q, I lose the game.
Yeah, like
like
I do an auto attack and a W, and then another auto attack.
And then you like look at Camille and like Riven.
Yeah,
and all
like
this
these champs are so broken.
I do like 200 damage.
It's just about like, okay, if I'm ahead, I want to be at these fights, because then if I get any like if my team is like stabilized, it's just done. Because the thing is like now I can stay in my side, because my thing is like you can't keep the split pressure when your team is losing. Because like when your team is losing, you could be the X factor to bring your team back. Because if you win this dragon fight, that brings everyone's back. You know, like if your team is losing, you're in a strong position and they're in a strong position now. You know, like that should be your mindset.
So let's say this was a lower elo bracket, right? Yep. So let's go back. Can you go back a little bit? Let's go even back a bit further. About here. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Dragon now, 45 seconds.
Yeah, 45.
And let's say we're in P4 here.
Yeah.
Or goal 1, goal 2. And let's say Dragon's got to be on 45 seconds. Would you encourage a top laner to literally call for Dragon here?
I'll just ping it.
You would ping it. So
yeah,
just be like
even if you ping it, there'll be like a literal notification. Do we want to fight drag? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And then if they say no, then you can play your lane as much as you want.
Right. But you are really actively trying to think about.
Yes, you should be always actively thinking, because that's why what I mean. Like this is why for me, you might not understand how like waves work, and you might be like, oh, maybe I push too fast, maybe I push too slow. That's what I mean. You can push as fast as possible, and you can TP on mid tower. You can TP on mid and then walk to drag. And if it crashes on like,
but the mindset is you just want to use your lead.
Yeah, just use your lead.
You're strong. You just want to fight shit.
And that's why like you'll learn progressively, being like, oh, I don't have to TP mid here. I can build a wave and then walk.
That will come over time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that like if you want to be like, oh, I want to impact this fight and ping it, and your team is not doing it, and you want to spam ping it, then like literally push this wave super fast. Malphite's on like the tower. You TP on mid tower, and then you hit drag.
So I kind of view it as like this. Like this is where I'm trying to piece together a lot of information here that you're saying, right? So it looks like, so number one, the question is, do I know my matchup, and how does this matchup go?
Yep.
Essentially, like
just the basics.
The basics, like do I get shoved? Do I not get shoved?
Yep.
When am I strong? When am I weak?
Yep.
Okay, so there's that stuff.
Yeah.
And then that will dictate what you can and can't do with your wave. Because
Yeah.
if you win and you're strong, that means you have wave control. So then with that wave control, you can think about what you want to do with that. Whether it's like you said, it doesn't matter. You might be feeling a 2-stack, you might be feeling a 3-stack, or you might be feeling a reset or get a deep ward. It's up to you.
It's really up to you.
Then there's that. So there's all that stuff. Then there is, okay, I know my matchup. Then it's like, okay, I'm getting pressure. What do I do with my pressure? Like, what do I do with my pressure? And then, okay, that's where you're calling dragons, Rift Heralds, invades, all that, roaming mid, all that stuff. And then there is, how do I do all this without dying?
Yeah.
That's like the key pivotal part of this. Because I think like a lot of people, they understand their matchups and they might even understand translating leads, but then this all gets pissed away if they just die.
Yeah, if they just die.
Yeah.
Right? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it just comes to waves. Like waves make
And jungle location.
Yeah, waves and jungle location make the game
Your
simple.
jungle's location.
Yeah, it's super simple. Like when I'm like looking at this, like what am I going to do for this drag? And what I'm going to do is,
What else would you be thinking about?
yeah, like this is what I mean. It's like
where is my team? What is my team
if
doing?
If Malphite walks
right?
up to me, he's dying. Yeah, it doesn't like it doesn't matter. Like I can literally not press E, he'll die. Like he will literally have to burn ult. But that's what I'm saying is like you don't have to think deep about his E cooldown, ulti cooldown. It doesn't matter anymore. My thing is you've literally have full control of the game. Make the game easier for everyone else.
But if you're not, because like a lot of people listening, but like, what if I don't have control? Would the question be like, okay, why am I in this position?
No, my
like,
thing is that like
then?
then all you have to do is like match his pressure. If for example, like let's imagine you're the Malphite here.
Yep.
And like you can't walk up here. My thing is that like if I was a Malphite, I would never walk up here. Because the thing is, I don't care if you freeze.
Just go drag.
Just go drag.
Yeah, just go drag.
I go drag. And if your team starts dragging, I'm there and you're not.
Yeah.
That's why like I always think freezing is very, very like your team has to play towards the freeze, not
very
away from it.
situational.
Yeah, it's very. I think freezing in solo queue is really bad.
I think freezing post 10 minutes. I have a rule in mid. I mean, it's probably different for top. For mid, I say if you should very, very, very rarely be freezing a wave mid post 10 minutes.
Yeah,
like you can freeze around like pre 8-9 minutes, and you can get away with it a lot. But like situationally, but like post 10 minutes, like never. I think
a good time is the plates. Like when plates end, then don't freeze. Unless you have a good lane condition, like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, then freeze. But like most of the time, if you're in an advantage lane, like you want to be getting plates. Like that's how it works. You know, you want to keep pushing the tempo toward the jungle, and if they're not there, then I can get plates. You know, like plates are super like a very easy tool. Be like, oh, do I want to be pushing? And then like afterwards, then you can be like, oh, then I can freeze or do all that stuff.
All right, so let's use what we've learned so far to go into our next fight.
Yes.
All right, so
yeah,
let's again, it's good. We're sort of structuring a little bit more.
I'm trying to piece a lot of
nice.
information together here.
Yeah.
All right, so our next VOD here we have Elijah, Os Plat 1, fellow Oceanic person. Kled versus Sett is the matchup here.
Yep.
All right, so I'll leave you to the VOD bio.
Okay.
What are we going to focus on here?
Straight away, the matchup itself is like Sett's cooldowns are crazy. 13 seconds on his E, 18 seconds on his W. Like his cooldowns are super long. Even his Qs, 8 seconds. So the thing is, straight off the bat, his early game is very strong because of his passive, yeah? So straight off the bat, like I will not win the long trade level 1. So I want to be walking with the wave because like champs like Darius, Sett, they can literally walk past the wave and battle you 1v1. And like the way you counteract this is playing with your wave. So like if they're doing this, then you're able to play with your wave and like your wave will do more of the damage than you will. Yeah. So like that's how like my perceptive of this is that like straight away, that's just how I want you to play the matchup. Because if Sett's sitting in that bush, like and you get cheesed by this, you just like really lose. Like you can never win like the long trade. Because he'll just win it. He can just punch you and then like press W and then...
So you're saying that Kled should walk in with wave, not face check his bushes?
Yes, because you lose level 1. Because your Q cooldown is 10 seconds. So like if you ever miss it, like all you want to be doing is like here, he's giving you space. He's literally giving you space.
So this is what you were talking about
Yes.
earlier, right? Which is like you can watch any VOD you want, but like
Yes.
if they're not playing it
Yeah,
properly,
if they're
it
not
doesn't
playing
matter.
it properly, this is what I mean. Like, he's giving you space. You should be autoing, yeah? Auto the wave. Like,
To
auto,
get level 2 first.
Yeah, auto it first. Because the thing is, even if there's like a matchup you're not supposed to get push, if he gives me push, I will take the push, you know? Like, that's just how it works. Because then if I get push, yet again, where can I ward? What can I do for myself? What can I do for my team? So then you can just play the game accordingly, and that's like the super important part. It doesn't matter or how the matchup's supposed to go. You can, if they're not playing it properly, I want you to punish it. That's a really big thing. So here, like straight off the bat, like you're just allowing, like he's not hitting the wave, just hit the wave. Like hit the wave slowly. You don't have to hard push it, but the thing is that like he's not hitting it, so get control of the whole thing, so you can get level 2 first. He eased the wave, and this is really big. Like your Q cooldown is like shorter than his, so it's fine to like auto trade, but you should try and back off. Like I think going further than this is like, yes, he has lethal tempo, but like here, I just think it's really like scary because yet again, he hasn't pressed tab. I don't know the jungler. It could be a Jarvan level 2 gank.
He did tab earlier.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I like his tab's about now.
Okay. If he had, okay,
So
it's Belfast. Okay.
One takeaway here, guys. Please, like you see how you were standing here for like for ages. Like let's tab and just start thinking about the game. Like because you say a lot in your mid, you just get a bit angsty here when people aren't tabbing when there's nothing else to do here.
I see that a
Also-
lot. People don't press tab enough, dude. Like,
Also-
I don't understand how they come to half the decisions they do without knowing. Like, I don't know what people.
Who's strong, what items everyone
who's strong,
has,
who's weak. I
yeah.
have no idea.
Also, like a big thing as well, like level 1 invades are super like popular in solo queue. Like straight away, you can actually reach this brush over here on the top lane brush at the same time as their top laner. So you can literally walk there, and if they don't show there, if they don't show in river, then you can just spam ping your team. Oh, they might be invading. They might be doing something. Like doing this, you don't know if they're like...
They could be looping
They
in
could
there.
be here, and they could be like...
Or they could be in here. They could be looping in like
you
that.
just don't know, and that's why my thing is like level 1
If
is
you're not
super-
5-pointing level 1,
Yeah, you
like,
need to
I'm
5-point.
obsessed with that. Like, I literally would go out of my way to make sure, like, if I don't see people 5-pointing, it's a problem.
Yes, it's a
Scary.
huge problem because it's scary. Like,
I have a special location for my junglers that it's the anti-red invade and anti-die ward where you're just out of the vision on the
That's
bot
perfect,
brush,
yeah.
and it's the anti-die.
I'll just go to wherever my jungler isn't. If my jungler covers there, then I'll go to the other place. If they go top, then I'll go there.
yeah,
What a great mid laner.
that's what I'm saying. Is that like it just helps you because then like if he's not there and he shows on the invade, yet again, like if Sett shows here and they invade here, you can get a ward on his red. You know, like you have just plays on your mind. It's just that like doing this, it leaves you open to them invading you, and yet again, you don't know what Sett's doing. You never know what he's doing. You don't know if he's going to like cheese mid level 1. You just need to know these information. So then like if he's late to lane, you can start whittling the wave straight away or get wave control. Like those things are like how you can like look at matchups like really in depthly.
All right, let's get back into that level 2 there.
So like
So heavy
one,
trade.
you have a trade. This is fine because like yet again it's Belveth. So like you just want to make sure that like you play for level 2. Like you shouldn't be scared of him because yet again like it doesn't matter like if he E's you because you can get your mount straight away. So the thing is that he should be scared. Like Sett, you should be walking up, and hold your ability. Like when you're playing Kled, you always hold your W. It's super important because like you never want to like play a fight and you have no W because then you'll just always lose and you will never get the quick remount that you need.
Wait, what's the Kled W do again? What's that?
Oh, it's the 4 auto attacks, the super fast.
Oh, super fast.
And then the maximum health. But like the thing is, it doesn't have it has like a static cooldown because like every time you auto attack, it starts the cooldown. So the thing is that you never want to level it until you actually fight. It's like if you're playing like Echo, like when you're playing Echo and like
With the R.
Yeah, with the R. It's the same thing. You only want to level it when you actually need it because
yes.
then it also tricks the enemy being like, oh, he doesn't have Echo R.
Right.
So you just ulti straight away and they die. You know, it has that like unexpected value where like, oh, he doesn't have W, and then you just insta turn it on and they're like, oh, I lose the trade. So
you don't level it up until
never
you need it.
because like
Until you're gonna use
here
it.
now look you CS and now you have no W.
Now now it's going down.
Yeah, now it's like 11 seconds and you have nothing because here like you could be doing this, and then what's it called?
Hold.
Yeah, hold it, and then you can actually walk past the wave and then just 4 hit him like straight away, and you'll never lose because you have the remount.
Yeah, remount.
and you just win. Like that's like the
Does
thing.
he even know where Belveth is?
Let me see.
Because I don't know. Belveth started bot side, right?
Oh, the bot lane went into lane normally, and Sett came into lane normally. So we don't know. I think it's
Probably his Raptors leashless start then, right?
yeah, maybe. Because like,
Oh wait, no, it looks like a bot leash.
I think
Maybe.
it's a bot
right?
oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that's a bot
it's a
leash.
bot leash.
That's
Yeah,
a bot leash.
that-
So we know
okay.
Belvo started bot.
Okay. It just looked like they went in time. I guess.
You got to go earlier by. I make that mistake in reviews as well. You got to
Really?
go like 1 minute 35
Okay,
seconds
yeah.
once,
Okay.
then you actually know. What's
Yeah,
going on.
no, that makes sense. So like, yeah, Belveth started bot.
So, it means
so
Belveth's
she's
gonna
leaning
be
up.
both junglers are going to be pathing up
Yeah,
top
yeah.
side.
But the thing about Belveth is that like her gank is really like she has to land the W. So if you have flash, if you flash it, she's useless. Like she's actually the piss champion. Like she's actually useless.
You can hear that from Bio. The
Yeah, like-
60, the top 3 champions is Sierra
Yeah.
Solo
Yeah,
queue,
Belveth.
Belveth.
Yeah,
Wow.
literally Belveth. Like if you land W, perfect champ. If you don't, then she's useless. But yeah, like right now, it's just you can't put pressure. And like the thing is, yet again, like this Sett has rejuve bead. He W'd like 18 seconds. Like the way Sett functions is that like he
Massive
heart trades
cooldowns.
and then he just W's
So
you.
this guy should just be not allowed to get
Yes,
another minion.
he can never play. This is what I mean. Is that like your Z is pathing up, as you could see, and you see how it works. The thing is, you can like instead of playing for push, you can just play to pull because yet again, like the way of like how he trade is that the wave is pulling, and if like Z comes top, you just always win. So like this is what happens in the game. Well, Zed's pinging top, and I think this is fine. You can be playing aggressive. This is
This
completely
is great.
fine.
Waves
Yeah,
coming
this
in.
is
This
yeah.
is really good. Here we
He looks
go.
down. Yeah. This, yeah, I wouldn't do that, but the thing is, like,
You don't like trading flashes?
no,
Don't like
it's
trading
Belveth. No,
flashes.
it's Belveth, and also like,
Yeah.
it's Sett top. The problem I have is like right away is like, you should be playing for level 3, because like I don't mind if you do that, but you need level 3.
level 3.
Yeah, like the thing is that if you keep ordering the wave, because like all you need is like 4 or 5 minions here, and you'll get level 3. So then if Belveth is here, then you can E-flash and just stick on her forever. It doesn't matter. But like, as you can see, like this is like a team fight thing, but she has her Qs on the side.
Yeah,
so
this falls into that category of skirmish.
you just like Q and then like she just Qs away. Like she can actually just Q up and she doesn't have to burn flash ever. So like that's why I'm saying is that like if he has level 3 here, Belveth dies. So like
Alright.
that's why I'm saying is that like
Let's see what the Kled does with this wave.
Yeah,
So
it-
after this, what does he do? So the wave's
So
coming
here-
out. He's still in a good position.
yeah, the
right?
wave is perfect for her, like for like Kled, and like the thing is that I just think it's super scary for Sett. Like, how does Sett play this? Because like Zed's going to be on his side, and like Belveth has to go back to camps. You can trade. This is perfect. Oh, okay, nice. This is fine. Now you have to play back, but like now this is
But he went. Wait, he went ignite.
Yeah, he
I
did.
just saw.
yeah.
So how does that impact? If you're going to ignite top, you got to be really careful about your resets, right?
Yeah,
Because-
you have to be like really like understanding of like how I can reset. Like especially when you have a lead like this, you want to make sure that your reset is super important because
Yeah.
like I don't know, like does Sett have TP?
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
he,
the bit.
oh, he has TP. So like this is like this is scary.
This
So
is
like
very scary because
Yeah,
now
yeah,
after
yeah.
this heavy trade,
This is
how
very
are you going to
scary.
get a reset? You're going to have actually insta recall, right?
yeah.
Because if you don't insta recall and then the wave, you're not going to be able to get this wave
Yeah,
out.
you won't be
No
able to
way.
get the wave. So my thing is like straight away,
You
like
have to-
you want to be like clearing the wave, just be hitting it,
Oh,
hitting
if,
it.
if the set stays, I mean, Sett should just recall here,
Yeah,
right?
he should be like
And just TP back,
If
and then
you
you're
were the
screwed.
Sett in this position, you should just base recall, and then like TP back, and it's just really doomed. Because then like, yeah,
This
it'll be
is
really
just,
bad.
Yeah, this is more laning fundamentals.
Yeah, it's just laning fundamentals, but he has TP because like if you have ignite, you will just win most of the trades. It doesn't matter about like, that's why like matchups don't really matter too much because like the thing is if you have ignite, if you're versing a Warwick with barrier, you'll just like you'll just lose. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of similarity in mid, like because I always in mid when someone takes ignite, the first thing I say is okay, I don't mind you taking ignite, but you got to be thinking how are you gonna get a reset.
Yeah.
That like you need to act it like that's like priority number one. It's
Yep.
like obviously trades and stuff, matchup, but like how are you gonna get a recall?
Hmm.
Like if you have TP, you can be like you can fuck up. It doesn't matter because
Yeah.
like, you can come back and fix a wave state and TP, right? But Ignite changes a lot, and you got to have a lot of intention with what you're doing. And yeah, the benefit with Ignite is you get more lane control and use that wave control to get good wave
Yeah,
states
to
and
get
then
wave
get better
state.
quality resets,
Yeah.
right? So it's similar in the sense that it's like, okay, how do I get a lead? How do I ensure a good reset? How do I not die to a gank? It's similar.
But it's also just like with champs. Like for example, if you're playing Camille, Fiora, Kled, like these champs, they can't clear the wave. If you're playing Renekton,
Right.
like champs like this, you can just bomb the wave because if you're playing a different champ here, and like you can just bomb it and then force him to stay.
What's
like,
your definition of bomb it, just for people? What's
Oh,
what's
bomb
bombing
it
the
is like
wave mean?
just like one shot the wave.
Just instant using all your abilities on the
just
wave?
one shot the wave. Like
Okay.
if you're playing Renekton and stuff, you just Q auto attack and it disappears. You know, like
Yeah.
champs like that. Cannon, you E through the wave, W it disappears. Like champs like that, the wave disappear.
But
like,
obviously, you got to be, you got to be into a situation where the enemy top laner can't kill you.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if you have no abilities, they're going to go on you.
You will die. But the thing is that like when you're playing Kled, this is where you have to be chipping the wave because like you can't just base on this wave.
All right, so I think we've established so far on these two VODs that there's a lot of wave management and trading is very important. Okay,
it's very important.
So I think what we do now is like let's like skim forward and let's look at the key pivotal moments with these VODs. Like how could they be impacting the map better? Like so, Bio, what I want you to be looking for here is okay when they have the pressure and they have room to do shit. What are they doing with that pressure? I really want to emphasize now the pressure usage because I think we've got across the point now at this stage like. If you're a top laner, you got to know your matchups.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to be intentional with your wave states. You got to know what's going on with the junglers to know what you can do with your wave states and what you want to do with your wave states.
Yep, that's fine.
So let's take this Lullstate here, right?
Okay,
so
straight away.
Let's hold it on tab. So I go back a bit when he's pressing tab around here, right?
I think when he's walking on the base.
Oh, do I just?
Yeah, just let it go.
I think he presses it after this. Does he not? Okay, here we go. So what are you looking for here?
So here straight away, like I see Sett top. I don't know the condition of his TP, but the thing is that he's sitting on top tower. Like he's just hitting my top tower. Straight away, I just know that he needs to reset. If he doesn't reset, then every other wave, like literally coming up, I will have full control. It doesn't matter, like, because I will always have item advantage. That's my thing. If Sett stays for plates, you'll always have control. So the thing is, straight away, if he's on that tower, I have tempo on top wave because if he fights me, I just win. So straight away, I'm like, okay, Herald and Dragon are like my pivotal points because I have control on both. Because yet again, they're not playing on top. And like, if Sett wanted to play for Drag or Herald, he'll be basing. Or he'll be hitting
it already.
Yeah, just hitting it. So like that's my mindset is straight away like Sett should be basing.
So you're thinking, okay, am I gonna have tempo or room to do something here? Because Sett's hitting the tower. Yes. What can I do with it? And you're thinking, okay, Rift is up, Dragon's up, but then you got to think, okay, where's my team now?
Yeah.
My Zed's dead. My Cassidon's coming out of base, and I don't have ultimate.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, but the mindset being though is that you're trying to find a way to use that.
Yeah. That's why my thing is that like no matter what, it's just that Sett has to base. Like if he's greeting for plates, I will have control of top wave no matter what. So the thing is, it doesn't matter I have no ult, it doesn't matter all this stuff. I can always build or like stack a wave into walking to drag and no one can stop me. Because the thing is like Sett is in a condition which is going to be bad because you see if Sett stays here, like as long as he did, he's basing now. But the thing is that like now if you can literally ping drag off here, one shot this wave and then start drag straight away because you'll have your move. It doesn't matter because Sett would be coming out of base or missing this whole wave and you'll be on dragon.
Let's see what this Kled does.
Yeah, like he one-shots the wave. So this is fine. And he plays for play. And that's like, this is one like your team...
Look at that, your ping, he's literally pinging dragon.
Pinging dragon. And like...
And then you're just banging away on plates on top side here.
Yeah. This is what I mean.
So you value personally the way you play the game. You'd prefer to be at that dragon right now.
Yes, because my thing is like straight away, like my thing is if they don't die here, like their bot lane, if Leona doesn't die here, like you don't know where Sett is. Sett could be going from the top wave to drag, yeah. And the thing is, you'll get 2 plates, but if they win that drag team fight, that's not a worth trade at all. And like that's why I'm saying is that when I was talking about straight away, you have the tempo on Sett. What am I going to do with it?
Right.
And the thing is, if this is guaranteed by themselves because they got the Leona pick,
you can get halfway down the river as well and be like, oh, do I need to?
Like, do I even need to be here?
This is what I mean. Like you have to question your play because Leona's dead, so I can be like, oh, you can just give it, or like for example, you don't have to move because Leona's dead. But like in a different game, if Leona's alive, using your pressure for this drag is super important.
So basically the question you should be asking yourself as a player in your review as well is like, okay, in these pivotal moments where I have control, what am I getting done with it? What was my intention? And in hindsight, maybe what could I have done with it? Could I have called for a rift or a dragon, or could I have looked to mid-run rather than getting played? So you always got to think about it. Like the way I view it, here I use this framework in mid for coaching on roams, right? So let's say a mid laner has move, and then they want to go for a roam. So there's an option. So you could stay mid and get plates, or you could maybe roam bot and kill bot, right? I always view it as like a profit loss. Okay, if we go for a roam, what are we going to get here? Okay, maybe we get 1 kill, but then if I go bot, I might lose 2 minion waves in a plate.
Yeah.
But if I stay mid instead of go roam, I might get 2 plates, but I missed the kill. So I always think it was like a profit loss.
Yep.
You think about it in terms of gold value, right?
In terms of gold value, that's right. Like, what am I getting versus what am I losing? And then, but that's where you got to get very champ specific, because champs like Echo and Diana are very good at getting towers versus other champs. And not all other champs are better at roaming than other champs. And then also bounties come into play. And
it's just some champs. Like my thing is that, especially in top lane, when you're playing champs like this and you get ahead, no matter what, like you always be ahead of Sett. Sett could be like hitting 2 plates, but if you win the dragon fight, you'll still be ahead of Sett.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is that if the whole team is in like a low state, like a normal state of like gold and like items, you can actually fight them. I don't want to fight a level 16 Kassadin. I don't want to fight a 3-item Echo.
Yeah, you get your Kassadin at 16,
it doesn't matter
anyway.
if I have 2-3 plates, I'll lose. You know, that's what I'm saying is that like the thing is, if the game is like getting too chaotic, you can actually use your lead, keep the game stable. So then like, even though you might lose a little bit in your lane and lose a little bit of like your lead, the whole game, the whole perspective of the 5v5, and if you play the fight, you'll just win. Because the thing is, when I see Sett, he's just useless. He's just a walking around tank, you know. But my thing is, I'm going to be like a 2-item Kled. I'm going to be fighting everyone. And then I'm not going to be running into, you know, like a 3-item Ezreal. I'm not going to run into like a 3-item Echo and stuff like that. So if you have these like goals in mind, it's like you have to be fine losing like a little bit of gold or like a little bit of like your lane pressure to keep the game stable or keep the game just playable. Because if the whole map is lost, like top lane, it feels impossible. That's when like the whole idea is like, oh, top lane is useless and my whole team is useless because they die.
These are the people with the fascination with getting 10 CS a minute.
like yes, you can get 10 CS in the minute. Like, sure, you can do that. But the thing is, if I see like a Kassadin 4 items or 4-0, I'm gonna lose. I could impact that, you know. I can do something about that. I can be.
You can be 7 CS a minute and impact it.
People think of like the top lane rollers. Like, okay, I got the best way to carry solo queue is play Fiora.
Yeah,
get 10 CS a minute and split push and carry the game. But like what you're saying, the way you interpret solo queue, and what the way you play the game. Is you make the game hard for everyone else by using your pressure, winning your lane, using your pressure to impact the map.
Because my thing is like, I hate when you put all the pressure on you. Like when you put all the pressure on you, like that's a lot of like that's a lot of anxiety. Like I'm not trolling. Like when you play the game, there's like
no room for error.
If I make one mistake, it's over. Yeah.
Yep.
But like if I can make my team, even if they might not be the best players, if they're like in a good position, they'll play better. They'll actually want to play. And the thing is that if the game is stable, you'll just win. And that's what I'm saying is that like don't put all the pressure on you when you can actually
it's harder to play that way. Yeah.
If you put all the pressure on you, and then it doesn't matter if you're 12-0, but like they have better scaling champs, you just lose. That's what I'm saying is like you can use your lead to keep the game stable, and then like be like, oh, I can mess up a team fight, but then I have a strong Jhin, I have a strong Kassadin, I have a strong Zed. So like you don't have to always be like, oh, I have to 1v5, I have to land every ability. If I miss the ability, I lose. Oh, my team is bad, you know. Like everyone makes mistakes. Everyone will have a bad game. Then that's what I'm saying is like you will in one game, you'll carry one game. But the thing is that the consistency of being like, how can I keep this game as equal as possible so then I can use my move and use my lead to like impact the game.
So you want to continue with this VOD, Nathan, or do you want to go to another one, Nathan?
I mean, like again, I'm interested to see like if you're going through here to look at like why he doesn't win this game, like what would you be looking for here?
So my thing is like straight away this dragon, you know, like okay, he gets dragon, that's completely fine.
Yeah.
So like here, but straight off the bat, like once he pushes off here, he should be looking at like mid and like warding, like he should be like doing something like protecting mid. Like they put Herald on mid, like he should run mid.
Yeah, just run mid.
Just run mid.
There's
like,
a fight happening.
Like straight away, Kassadin, Bel'Veth, everyone's there. Like you can be behind them and like fighting them. Like I don't know the condition of the enemy champions because like he doesn't pan to it. But the thing is that like if you look at it and be like, oh, I have ignite soon. I still have my passive, so like if I dismount, I won't die. Like.
So what do you think? What's his intention here? What's he doing? He's scared of losing top tower.
No, he sees the scuttle.
Oh, he's scared. He wants to walk around there, but he's scared.
He's like, oh, I don't want to get seen. It's a waste of time. That's
like he's scared. It's just the fact is that like.
Well, I think you can hover. You don't have to commit.
You don't have to
scare them off.
Yeah, scare them off. Like push them off the tower because then like
top.
Kassadin is under pressure, and like the thing is that what you're doing is not alleviating any pressure.
You're
kind
not
of
doing anything. You're just contributing.
Yeah, you're not helping Kassadin like get them off my tower. So like the thing is that like straight away.
It's actually good to get seen in that situation potentially. Yeah.
It's the thing is like you don't have to be on this top wave, and that's why it's like it's super important. Like you don't have to be top. You like look at like you can pan top. Is he hard pushing the wave? If not, then
yeah, because exactly like so the amount of time you have is completely dependent on what they're doing with the wave.
That's what I'm saying is that like if they want to build and slow build, the thing is if they slow build, you have to ping being like, oh, they might dive me, yeah. But if he's hard pushing, the thing is you could do like a small roam and then come back top. Like it's all based on Sett because you can't walk top here. Like if you stay top here, Bel'Veth can go from Herald to top, yeah. So the thing is you can actually stop Bel'Veth from coming top by pushing putting pressure on her, and if you like damage her or even kill her, you can go back top safe. No one will ever touch you for the next few waves because she's dead or she's in bad condition. And that's why like when you look at these like situations like this, you can actually alleviate the pressure on yourself instead of being like, because like the thing is they can drop Herald, give the gold, and then dive you top, and there's no counterplay. And you might feel like, oh, it's mid gap, oh, it's jungle gap, but like you can actually do something about this. You know, you can put them in a position where they can't dive you anymore. So then you can go back top, you can catch a wave, and then be in a good position. So
skim forward. So it looks like he does some more trading.
He trades.
Looks like he goes for a solo kill with his R, and it doesn't work.
But this is what I mean, is that like your ulti is for roaming, is for team fighting, yeah? And using it for yourself is just like really bad, especially when you have Ignite, unless you can guarantee the kill or like you're getting played towards.
So if you're reviewing Kled games, if you're saying I'm ulting and not getting kills, like in the 1v1, that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, it is really bad. Because the thing is like
unless he hasn't really impacted the map at all.
Yeah, like he needs to look around, need to see what is happening, because like there's a lot of fighting in the game.
You can just send at bot as well. I mean, look at bot tower. Bot tower's really low. Like, you could just trade off top and go double kill bot and take break bot tower to play, right? With Kled.
Because you can have. That's what I mean. He has like Ravenous Hydra. He perma pushes and he has full control. So why
we
not?
should be able to do that stuff. Okay, let's see what he does off this one now.
Yeah.
So he hovers around here, goes into river.
He helps Leona. Helps his Tassadin.
Well, the support's here, so I guess they have no disadvantage here.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
There's probably a lot of people here, by the way.
Yeah. No, but this is where like Kled thrives. Like he thrives in the chaos. Like this is so good. Like,
okay, so this is why I think this is why Elijah sent us this VOD, because this is where he gets fed. Okay, so now let's see how.
What does he do with this lead? You're 5-1.
Yep.
Let's see what he does here.
Okay, you have ulti.
So you got a lot of gold, right? So you probably want to shove this in reset, right?
You can
play for drag.
Yeah. So you get this. You break top tower.
Come on, Elijah.
And
reset.
And you base, and then you
please tell me
and walk, and then you walk straight drag. This is like what I'm like aiming for.
Okay, he's good. He's going.
Yeah. Buy your items.
This is going to be the fight. This is where you win the game right here, right?
So walk to drag.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Like Jin dies, like maybe that.
Maybe he got scared.
Maybe he gets
Jin
scared.
died. He's maybe.
But you could probably still fight it.
Fizz
right?
is low.
But the thing is that like the top tower is so low, like you don't mind losing. Yeah,
it's gonna die anyway.
There's no plates. There's no plates. You're not losing anything. This is what I mean.
Just go bot.
You're not losing anything anyway, so like just do drag, and even if
you win this for 100%.
Yes, 100%.
Topside
yes,
dicking around.
100%.
Cassidy's bot. Fizz is really low.
They'll start the dragon, and then you're the vulnerable.
You'll just win, and that's why I mean is that like
100% win this fight.
Yes, walked like ping drag
because he's worried. What he's worried about, you can tell. He's like, oh, I'm gonna miss farm topside. That's
I'm gonna lose the tower. That's what he's scared of.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like the tower's already dead. It's beyond the plates, and the thing
what happens here.
Yeah.
Oh, and like, you could just be killing
them. They're all dead.
Yeah, they're all dead.
And your team is fighting drag, and now they just like now they don't want to fight it.
All right, well, that's end of review.
And he wastes ults mid. No.
Oh yeah, so let's look at this ult.
Another ult.
So let's look at the ult usage. So he's looking to kill catch Bel'Veth there.
Yeah, it's a good attempt. He tries.
Yeah, I mean, you can see his attempt, I guess.
Yeah, like his intention, like trying to kill
Bel'Veth. Alright, cool. So we're learning a lot about map impact.
So now these next, I want to really power through these next few, really getting into like the
quick,
like the big, the big dick moments. I want to look at the bees. You have pressure. What are you going to do with your pressure?
All right. So next one we've got Renekton versus Fiora. This is Diamond versus Price.
Yep.
Okay, this is one I remember the email. He said I think he got ahead, but he didn't do it. He said he couldn't translate the win.
Okay.
Oh, well, but you can still go quickly over the lane phase and just see the intention.
I think we've got the point. Like,
you think you got the point?
It's like there's matchup specifics.
I'm curious about Renekton because Renekton's a really popular top lane champ. What do you want to know about Renekton?
like this matchup
I
specific.
really don't think there's going to
Yeah.
get much value because
Yeah.
Nathan, we've drilled home the map. There's a lot of matchup specifics.
Okay.
It's different.
I guess we're not going
matchup.
to cover it this entire episode
We
anyway.
can't
Every
cover
matchup.
every matchup.
Yeah.
It's like a light encyclopedia of matchup understanding.
So-
All right, let's look at his big moments here. So let's go back
Right,
here.
so he gets a
It looks
kill.
like he gets a huge stack here, right? So this is a massive stack. So
So
this looks like a shove into a reset for
Yeah,
sure.
he has a
right?
kill.
You got a kill. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a kill, and the thing is that like Lily is topside, so he should be pinging his intention. Hey, I want to dive top, yeah, because like it looks like he's playing to dive. He's not playing to, like he's actually playing to like put pressure here. So he should be pinging Lily. Oh, come top, come top, come top.
Or he could have done something there.
Yeah,
maybe.
like just come top, or like if they're resetting. But the
Is
thing
this
is,
valuable to do?
no, I think it's bad.
So
because,
if you're not diving, you should just reset, surely.
yeah,
right?
because like straight away, like when it's like 4 or 5 minutes, this is when like the plating or the tower like strength is
decrease.
yeah. Because like the thing is that this is why swapping lanes don't work, because the top tower is
Yeah.
tankier than every other
Yeah.
like tower. So the thing is that here his intention should just be basing, because like well like he kills Fiora here. This is perfect. Like he gets the gank, gets this wave, and then space, base. And
Base.
then, yeah, just
And then
base.
what are you thinking about
So
now?
wait, you don't
after-
think getting one play with Demolish proc is worth?
No, it's not worth. It's not
Really?
worth. Yes, because the thing is, the timing of when he killed her is way too slow.
Ah,
like
got it.
straight
It's about
away.
timing
Yes.
thing. Okay, yeah.
Like
that
8
makes sense.
seconds is
Yep.
when you base, and this is when he'll respawn
home
straight away.
guards as well,
Yeah,
everything.
he'll respawn straight away. Well, he won't have home guards because they're 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
No, but you get the home guard. You get
oh
the,
yeah, when he's on
you're
the dead.
dead,
Yeah. So the thing is that like straight away, he can only get this wave, and then she's literally sprinting out of
Yeah,
base.
so you've got a quick timing.
Yeah,
You've got to
just
reset a
push,
match at
push,
ASAP because
and then
Fiora's almost
base.
there. Yeah.
'Cause,
Now
like-
you're mega behind
you're
the tempo
stuck.
here.
Because like the
Yeah.
thing is like yet again, it's the early game tower, because like you can literally see that he's doing no damage to the tower. Like he should be doing more, but like the thing is that the tower's way tankier earlier. So the thing is, he should just be basing and like.
So what does he do here instead?
No.
So he messes
He
up. his-
dies. He dies.
Oh,
He
end of
my
review.
No,
God.
but like this is really bad because now like straight away now Fiora can do the exact thing
Same
that I was
thing.
saying.
And then slow build.
Yeah, slow build
Yeah.
into base, and the thing is
You're
now,
so far
now
behind.
now you're in a
Especially with
position-
Ignite, you're so screwed,
yeah,
right?
you're really like far behind. This is where like it feels really
yeah, you're
bad.
just screwed, right? I actually think this is like that's an end of review
That's
play.
end of review.
isn't
That's
it?
what we call end of review.
So
no,
what,
but like here.
We're big on end of review and,
Yeah,
and
it's
break
fine,
my
it's fine.
concept.
But the thing
Okay,
is,
so let's say he comes back, he gets a pickaxe, he does a stack. You can maybe dive.
yeah, he can. This is always
Oh,
a dive
beautiful.
angle.
Right,
Yeah, this
right.
is always, yeah.
Good.
But thing is, he just hits up. Yep, walks up, be's aggressive. But the thing is, like straight away, he should never E. Like, but like this is mechanics. But like, yeah, straight away, all he has to do is just
Walk,
Q
zone.
and just auto her. Yeah. And then she'll press W one day, and then you just W. The thing is, like, all this is slow, but he gets the kill anyway, so
Yeah.
this is fine. He gets really far ahead.
Okay, so what do you do here? You're a Fed Renekton.
Yep. So the thing, straight away, like, I don't want to keep playing for my lane because I'm always, like, I'm literally so far ahead. Like, I'm already ahead. Okay. The game is over top, no matter what. So
Yep.
I have full pressure. So straight away, he gets ganked.
So, and for context as well, everyone else on his team's losing. Like, he's the strongest person on the map right now.
Yeah.
Kill the jungler, get the shutdown, huge shutdown on the jungler.
Yep.
So what's your mindset here as a Renekton? You want to play for Rift Heralds here or something?
Yeah, just anything. Like
Just any fight.
Any objective fight is important, or like, playing for the team is super important because like the thing is your champ thrives early mid and then you'll just start falling off, and no matter what, you can be this far ahead, but like if your team is behind, you're just gonna lose. Yeah. So doing all this is just way too like I don't know. Also, I do not like I never like this. The thing is, it's way too slow and you're wasting way too much time just trying to
Deny some
CS, but it doesn't
Right, you
matter.
prefer tempo.
Yes, base, do Herald, do all these stuff. Like, who cares? Like, if they get 2 minions, 3 minions, it doesn't matter. Like, it's really bad for the game when you do this because now you're basing, and now like she's soloing Herald, where like
You could have been here.
yeah, you could have been here, but like straight away, this is like you're super far ahead. You get Herald, okay. Now you go back top, okay. Now you just want to be hard push, and then go mid.
So rather than trying to
Yes.
stay here and lane, like
Yes.
this stuff, you should just be running mid.
Just
here.
go mid because the thing is like.
You shouldn't even be going to this wave here. You shouldn't
Never,
be
never,
going this,
never,
right?
never.
After
Like,
that wave
after
here,
after the
run
wave
mid,
here,
yeah?
just run mid. Like, do something on the map. Wall their jungle top and run mid. Because the thing is, Fiora has no wave push. So the thing is, you never have to go, like I said before, unless the wave is hitting the top tower, you never have to return to it. Never. Because the thing is, you're not losing
And if
anything.
they freeze, they'll just lose
yeah,
the game.
they're
anyway.
never you're not losing anything. Because the thing is, like, that's when the tower kills a minion, that's when it disappears. But when it's minion v minion, it's gonna sit there, do nothing anyways. So like you have so much time. So my thing is, you're versing Fiora. She has no wave push, so you have like 2-3 waves to do anything you want. Literally anything, like literally anything. But like you know that like doing this adds nothing to the game. Like you see your team losing fights and like everything, but like
you could be mid right now.
You could be there already.
You could have been at that fight.
Yeah, straight away.
But this is better. This is alright.
Yeah, like he's looking now. Like okay, but like that. But like that's what I'm saying. Is like the fight is already over. Yeah, ulti. He should just W on him because it breaks the shield.
Oh
okay?
yeah.
Yeah, it just breaks the shield and you just one shot him. Nice.
Yeah,
like you didn't have to die, but that's okay.
Okay.
So like here, yeah,
right.
he still makes the play and like it's still
that's
fine.
better, right? That was actually good intention.
So Zoe is catching your top wave, so you don't have to walk top. So straight off the bat, like, where am I walking? So I'm walking mid bot, and the next objective is drag, and like the next play is for the bot tower. So your team is dying. You can catch this bot wave.
I think bomb bots here is fine, right?
I
you don't really have anything.
Yeah, you have
really
nothing. You have nothing to do right now because everyone's on base timer.
Yeah.
So like this is where you call like downtime, because now you can actually just chill. You can farm your Krogs. When like everyone's off the map, this is where you can just do stuff. So here you just want to be pushing because as much as possible, because it doesn't matter if he can hit you or not. You just want to push this wave, move, push the wave, move, because you can never kill him. Yeah. Like. You can never touch him. That's just how your champion.
So right now you just want to be shoving this way and then
just move mid, move bot, and like for example, like you see Fiora.
Okay, so this is a really complicated situation. So let's go back here. So at this point here, after you catch this wave, and see how your team's like sieging mid. And then so you would be willing to sacrifice bot wave, right, to go mid. Or what would your mindset be?
So my thing is like straight away, like so Zoe's catching top. So Zoe was catching top. And the thing is, like, you're already on bot wave. So the thing is, you resetting, catching top, waste of time.
Yep.
So I would, like, for me, like, straight away, it's 40 minutes. I will happily let the whole tower die. Literally, the whole tower. If you play mid bot here, play 2 lanes, and you already, like, Herald bot, if you control bot wave...
So they've Herald mid. So what would you be doing? Would you stay bot here?
Yeah, stay bot here and push. Like the thing is, like you want to protect the next bot wave. You should be pinging your team to come to you, like because like you can't get 2-2. So like this is yet again like on your teammates. But the thing is, you should be pinging this wave, and I want to kill Xerath if he's here. Xerath is there. So the thing is, like now you can roam up if you want. But like the fight's already done, so like you can just be hitting bot.
Back bot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You look at the fight. Look at the fight. It's already done. I'm never going to get there. So be bot, break the tower. And then demolish. And the thing is, if Fiora keeps staying top, then you can base and then walk up. Then if not, then you can just play drag. And you're always on the dragon side.
So now you're really, so after this, you'd now be really thinking about being at that dragon fight.
Yes, because like right now, you're on the dragon side. So make sure you get this bot wave push.
Yeah, I think the hover mid's good. And then as soon as he sees that, now go back bot.
Just go back.
Instantly go back.
Yeah, the fight's going to be done.
Yeah.
Then shove the wave, and then potentially shove the wave reset so you can have max amount of damage for the dragon.
Because like if Fiora comes down mid and like there's Xerath groups up like that, then you're on the 5v5. Like that's what I mean. Like champion context don't matter, but like you'll be there on the 5v5 because you don't have to be on the bot wave because it's in neutral. That means you have priority. So like no matter what, you'll just have full control and full move. And you're on the side your team is playing for because it's a dragon.
Let's see what he does here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what he does. So you fast forward. So he like hovers mid.
Yep. He does this.
Okay.
That's an alright play.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pretty good play.
But theoretically, the enemy bot lane should be leaving that tower.
But the thing is that like, okay, he gets the double kill, but now he's like in a bad condition. So straight away, like you need a base. Base for like drag, base for drag. Like base for drag. This is what I mean.
Oh god.
Like you're straight. Like this is like an 80 carry staying for Gale Force. Like
okay,
you know?
Or you can just give drag.
Wait, is the reason that he's not going because he has no ult? Is that a thing, or you can still fight without?
You're playing Renekton. Like
you don't need ults.
It's champ specific. Like you can't. Like if you're in these positions, you want to fight everything. You want to be in position. Like look at their team comp. I'm versing Cog, Fiora, Sejuani, Xerath. I don't want this game lasting.
You're gonna lose mid game so hard.
I don't want this game lasting any longer. Like that's what I mean. It doesn't matter. And like
you can't afford to give this drag.
If you're so far ahead, like this, you just want to fight everything. It doesn't matter because the thing is that I don't care if a Fiora with Kindle Gem and Sheen walks up into the team fight. You'll just win. And that's what I'm saying is that like they are the ones that are supposed to trade, not you. And that's why when like fights like this happen, you want to like you made the beautiful play of like looking mid. Now base. Now put yourself in a position where
Ping
like
your team to base as well.
yeah, base be in this dragon fight.
Wait,
then,
someone is pinging. Someone.
Yeah.
So he did ping on the way to Dragon, I
Yeah,
think.
he did. He
He
did.
just thought his team could get it by
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just thought it would be fine, but the thing is that like
You got to make sure you secure it.
Yeah,
like
you
you just
need to
got to be
secure
there.
it.
So much shit can happen. Like,
Yeah.
look at the time
there's
span
so many
as well.
times where like your jungler's like, oh, I got this, and you leave him, and then
Yes.
like 3 people come out.
That's me, dude.
Yeah,
It's so
I made that
bad.
mistake so
I'm
many times.
spam pinging my team because I know even though it looks good,
Looks good.
in 3 seconds it cannot look good very quickly.
I've made that mistake a trillion times.
Because
I
now,
hate
because
that.
now, like their comp can like hold the game because now they have soul threat. They have like 2 drags if they get this drag.
yeah, there's no way they're going to
And,
be
like,
able to push the pace
and
of
now,
this game
and it's
anymore.
super hard for you to like get picks unless you get like a Lily Sleep or Blitzcrank hook. Like
Yeah.
your champ is like thrives in the skirmishes. It doesn't matter if you have no ult,
Yeah.
like because it's not an equal game. If it was an equal game, then your ulti does matter. But the thing is, like the game is not equal.
It's desperate.
If you walk into a team fight, you'll just W and one shot someone. It doesn't matter. So my thing is like straight away they get drag and you're hitting top. They're killing your team. And like you're on 2k gold, like this is like the reason why like this happens a lot with like just top laners in general. Is that like they just think that like I can do this? Can you just play safe? You know,
that's not League of Legends.
or like
that's
know,
a fantasy
Guys,
world.
just play safe.
But like this is what I mean. Is like top
But
lane.
the thing is, it's not even greedy in a way. If anything, it's losing them the game because you can
Yes.
win the game so easily.
Yes,
You're just
like-
there to the fight.
No, don't tell me it goes to tier 3.
Like top lane has impact.
No way.
Like top lane as a role
So
has impact.
pointless.
You just have to keep moving around, keep having the pressure, being like, oh, if I split push here, people will have to come to me. If people are coming to you, that's a good thing. But if people are playing
Just
away
ignoring
from
you.
they don't care because
They're losing the game.
because like look at the game state now. Like
Oh no, the game's so hard.
yes, because like the thing is, you may be super fed. Like Renekton got like perfect buy, but the thing is like the game is equal now. Like if they one shot you, you've lost. Yeah, like
Alright, so now it's all on you. This is what you're talking the anxiety.
yeah, this is what I mean. You're putting all the pressure on you, but like you shouldn't be doing this.
So now your mindset would be again shove and move.
Yes, shove and move. Like
So
straight.
go, like shove and move and hover like Rift or
Well, like
or
your
here
team
would
is like straight away. Like well,
they kind of hover bot, so you just stay bot,
Yeah,
right?
just stay bot, and Herald is going to die in
Yeah.
a minute. So who cares?
whatever.
It doesn't matter. So
Yeah,
you
this
can
is
stay
good.
yeah,
I
bait
actually
mid
like
bot.
this.
Yeah, I like this. You stay bot. You can actually kill her because
Yeah.
like Sejuani's not there. So kill. This is nice. Yeah, nice play.
easy.
Now you can actually keep pushing out bot. Like actually, this is where like this is like a team thing. But
Yeah,
like
you can actually like trade.
yeah,
what
this is
you're
where you
saying.
can just like run straight bot because like
Yeah.
Zoe died, but
But
like
if your team reset here, that's also fine.
yeah,
And
if
then
you,
you
if
can
you
just
if
be
you
there.
Remember,
reset.
Baron's up in 30 seconds as well, so I think
Yeah.
being
Oh,
topside is a good idea.
Yeah, this is where you go topside. So
Yeah.
like here, now you just play for team fight.
This is
He
good.
one shot Skog. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
good.
This is good.
This is actually really good.
Wait, they can Baron?
Well, yeah, if Kai'Sa comes out of base, yeah.
I think
They can actually.
maybe Baron here.
Yeah, they can. They can.
Alright, so skim forward.
Yep. They hit Baron. But like this is like a Baron concept. Is like your champ is not good at hitting it, so like you want to get off and just look. Okay, you stun. Nice. You kill
Blitzcrank's
Fiora.
a beast.
Yeah. Now you just want to look for Sejuani, but like in a safe way. Like you see Sej there, you should be like walking up to.
Zoning or something.
Yeah. Because like the thing is that like he's sitting in this bush, but like what's his intention? Like when I look at this, is he waiting for Morgana to one shot or like?
Yeah, I think he's waiting for Morgana.
But that's what I mean. It's like also like here, like they lose the Baron, but like stuff happen like this. But like the thing is like you should be putting the pressure on Sej to be like, oh, I might get stunned, so she dashes in early.
Too early, and
or
then
like
yeah,
hold it, yeah.
then you can actually kill her, or you can put pressure.
Yeah.
Like the thing is that he doesn't know if he has stun or not. Like you don't. Like Sej won't know that.
I
That's
think we've got what we wanted from this VOD anyway.
yeah.
Did you want to do any more? Or do you want to kind of get back into the conversation? Nathan?
No, let's keep going, dude.
Wanna keep
I wanna
going?
keep going.
Okay, let's go through another VOD, I
I think there's Fiora games I want to look at because Fiora's a very common one.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So let's look at we've done Jack. I mean, I'll be really curious the Silver 3 game.
I'm okay to look at the Jacks first.
All right, let's
Kayle,
look at a
Silver
lot
3.
because we've just done Diamond Plat, and so let's look at what a Silver 3 top game.
Yeah.
What I want to do, I want to do this Jacks versus Kayle, and then I want to do the Aatrox versus Shen Gold 2.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And
like
the
that.
mid game, yeah.
All right,
So, then we have a silver and a
so,
gold. We'll do those two.
Yeah, I really want to look at the mid game of like Jax vs Kayle.
so he does lose this game.
Okay.
So this is also Nameless
Yep.
from Vietnam. He plays on the Vietnam server.
Okay, let's go. All right. So straight away, this matchup, you get full control and you just win. So like, I I can skip through laning phase, but like laning phase should be really easy because yeah, level 1, she can never do this. It's super scary. You just walk up, auto. Yeah, he's playing well. Like this is fine. Just auto trade, and you'll just win.
Great.
Yeah,
This is great to see.
There's
Silver
like
3.
Yeah.
go right straight away.
Way.
Yeah, straight away. This is fine. Like you have good trades, and he's pinging. Like he's pinging his
Wow.
intention. Like straight away.
But the thing is Vi's ganking. bot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that like straight away, his jungle is like bot side, and he's playing to like pressure dive. So like he's like wanting Rise to move or no one's coming. So the thing is,
It's just reset.
yeah, Kayle bases. But the thing is like I wouldn't reset here. I would straight ward into the jungle, then reset.
Okay.
Like you have time.
Spot the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you
because there's so much time.
when you have when you have a wave this big just walk.
Kayle has such low wave.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, then you can, if she pushes fast, then you can TP back. But if she doesn't, then you just walk back. But the thing is that straight away, you don't have to base. Like, straight away, just look at them, stay. Can I look mid? Can I ward jungle? Can I see if he's on top scuttle? I can ward top scuttle and just leave it. Like, it doesn't matter. Just ward something. Like, do something for the game so then the jungler is tracked. You go back top. This is the same concept.
This is where you should ping for assistance for a gank?
Yeah, ping for assistance, but also just walk through the jungle. Walk with
Yeah,
Vi.
don't walk through the lane.
Walk with Vi, because if Vi sees the enemy jungler here, then you can just kill him, you know? Like, if they're being too aggressive and they're trying to, like, take blue buff or something, you're there, you know? Straight away. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Is like, if he's on scuttle, you're there, but Amumu's back bot. So, it's fine. You should be pinging your intention. You can play to dive, or you can just play to, like, pull the wave. Either or works. Because, like, yet again, you have TP advantage. So, the thing is, no matter what trade you do is a good trade, because you have TP. So, like, you could int your trade, you will just win, because she has no TP.
I see.
So, the thing is, like, you should just be trading, trade. Because
And you don't care about your health.
because you know Amumu's bot side. You literally saw it when he panned through. So, the thing is, straight away, he knows Amumu's bot side.
Amumu's dead.
Yeah, so he's dead. Like, any trade's good. Any trade is good. But the thing is, like, yet again, he's sitting on 2 wards. Like, ward the jungle. Like, do something with your move. Like, trade, but then have intention with the wave. Like, oh, I'm going to push this wave. Like, right now, ward the jungle, look mid. So what does he do? He wards try. And then he matches base. But the thing is, he shouldn't match base. Like, yeah, like, he should just push.
Yep.
Yeah, push.
Yep, good.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, and then he TP's back. And now he's in a super
Very
good...
good. Now you should freeze, right? Surely.
Yeah. This is where you can actually play to pressure freeze, because like she can never win. Like this matchup is just impossible to win now. Like,
Okay.
I still disagree. I think she should have froze ages ago. I think instead of playing for those heavy trades she did, you know, when he came back on that first
Yeah, I was
recall,
thinking about that
I
as
think you
well.
just let it bounce
on
out.
the first recall.
The first freeze.
This one?
When he came back the first time. Like
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like I feel like he should
Can't
do what
you
you
freeze?
said. Go around mid, you get a D ward,
Yeah,
and then path top.
Yeah,
and then
like
let
that, yeah.
the wave come out deeper,
Yeah, like-
and then just freeze.
He's
it.
in the whole wave
Like I
there.
said, like he should
It's
walk
like he
through
didn't
jungle.
really do anything here with his entire
Yeah,
section.
that's what I'm saying. He can walk through jungle. If he's not on top crab, you fight Mumu. If not, then you can go Raptors, ward red, and then go back top. But like the thing is, if your intention is to straight gank top straight away, if this Vi is coming top, then this I think
Yeah,
it's
then
fine.
you can trade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
if
why
your Vi was coming like top right now, you could just heavy trade.
Yeah,
right
this is
now
where I think
and
it's
just kill.
perfectly fine. But the thing is, like when he's already bombed the wave like this,
There's no intention.
Yeah, like he just went in, he just traded, and now it's just
Yeah.
the wave state's doomed. So now
Yeah.
he just has to keep trading HP, and it's always good for him.
All right, let's skip forward a bit. So that's what that happens,
Yeah.
and then he freezes.
Yeah, he keeps the
That's what
freeze.
he does here.
But now he's slow building, and like here's the thing,
he
he has
mess up the freeze.
yeah, but like yeah, like I think that yes, he can improve on the freeze. But the thing is, like straight away, what does the game say? So like I see my Vi playing for level 6. He's doing a bot camps. And the thing is that I will always have control. I can always push this out whenever I want. So the thing is, like this wave coming out on the tower, I can use this to walk down to drag. So you can start pinging it. You can ping for Herald. It doesn't matter. You can pick one. You just have to ping your intention. Your like Ryze is coming bot side as well. Just push your wave.
Shove and do something.
Yeah, just push. Because the thing is, you shouldn't be jumping on her ever. Because like here, like she could Q you and then like just run out. The thing is all you want to be doing is push, and once she uses Q on the wave, then you just jump on her.
Okay, so it's my matchup against specific for
The matchup
Kayle.
specifics.
You're waiting for Kayle to Q first before going on.
Yeah. So here, like,
Well, this was all fun because they got the bot play.
yep, they died bot as well.
I think they killed bot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he hovers off vision, which is fine. But the thing is, like, he should still be down here. Like, the thing is like if he pushes this wave faster,
Yeah, then he wouldn't need to be there.
yeah,
for that next
this is what I
wave.
mean. Like, if he pushes here, just push. Like, this is what I mean. Straight away, push.
Have intention. Which wave specifically are you wanting to crash?
Yeah, because like the thing is that you'll just see like how like these waves crash, because like when you look at this, like you can just be like, oh, what's my timer on the next wave? The next wave hasn't even spawned yet. So the thing is that what's my time to kill this wave before the next wave hits the top tower? So like the top wave is walking now. So straight away, your intention is like, if I push this fast enough, she can never freeze. But then like if you push slow like this, then she can freeze. Like you have no intention here, because now like look, now the wave's
in a really
now the
bad
wave is
spot.
there, and now if you leave, you can still leave, but the thing is like you will lose something
lose
for
that
it.
wave.
Yeah, you will lose something for it.
So here it looks like there's not really much he can do with your move. So here instead, would you recommend the Jackster to deep ward topside?
Yeah, same thing. But I also
hover
think
mid.
but I also think that if they're pinging drag, you should like go to drag. Like actually go to drag, because the thing is like Kayle's just going to be stuck top. You can go mid, because I don't know the Malzahar's condition, but yet again, you can look mid, you can gank it, and then the gank will allow you to get drag, because the thing is that like then Trist and stuff can't push Vi, because they actually push off Vi off this drag. Yeah, they actually push off Vi. And then there's a fight, and then they all die bot. So then they end up losing drag. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't see these conditions, but the thing is that like you could be here and make these fights possible. You know, if the enemy team sees you on Malzahar, they will never contest Vi. You know.
Yeah.
So like
yeah,
that's super
so
important.
again, your Vice started the drag and there's chaos. There's definitely you can
like
run to
something's happening.
bot.
So like
yeah.
you need to be there, and like
Yeah.
you're not losing anything because the wave's perfect for you. It's bouncing back into you.
And as I said, as your rule you always say, Bio, is that
Yeah.
unless it's under your tower,
Yeah.
you're not losing.
You're not
minions.
losing anything. But you're not losing anything.
So yeah, we're definitely missing a lot of. You know,
'Cause-
it's so funny how the narratively in top lane. It's like I have no impact. You know, but
Yeah.
we're seeing clear opportunities in every VOD of missed
Every VOD
opportunities.
has been
Because when I say like
It's just about objectives.
the top
Dragons,
wave
Heralds.
like until it hits your tower, because the thing is, like if you look at it from Kayle's perspective, if she matches push here, the thing is like she'll be matching at the dragon, but the thing is your wave state will be perfect. It will be bouncing into you. It's Kayle's initiative to get this wave under your tower, because the thing is if it's not under tower, you can get the freeze off. Like her intention here has to be, I'm walking to drag or I'm getting this wave under tower, because the thing is like you can freeze and it's really bad for her. So like she has to worry about her lane condition, and if she matches move, then your wave will be stuck on your side, which is good for you. So
Yeah, it's still again, it's the same thing. Rinse repeat.
Yeah.
which is just again, what are they doing with their move? Are they
Yeah.
getting a deep ward? Are they trying to go to a dragon fight? Is there a mid roam opportunity? Is there a rift herald opportunity?
Yeah.
What are they trying to do with that pressure?
yeah, and like straight away, like even here, like straight away, like on this base timer, Kayle's bad condition.
Waves bouncing out.
Yeah, walk
Run-
mid.
walk
Like
mid.
walk.
Yeah, walk mid and then get there. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
good, because then what you can get mid and then see what you need to do. Do I need to be there for the dragon? Or if nothing's happening, you can just go back top.
Yeah, because like look, like
You don't-
this
it's a
Vi
win-win
is not on
scenario.
you.
Yeah,
Like,
I tell people to do that all the time in mid game. So in mid game, something that is really, really important is that if you're, let's say, like people are kind of posturing aggressively around mid, rather than going straight to the side lane, go mid first, see what's up, and then
take the detour.
Yeah, detour, go to,
Yeah.
to the side. Rather than just, if you go bot, you have no options. Like,
Yeah, you have no
You're
options.
fully committed.
You're always committed to bot. That's what I'm saying. Like this Vi dying is not your fault, but the thing is that when you run straight mid here, if Vi just plays a little bit slower, this dragon's yours. And the thing is, Kayle can't push out top wave fast enough. So the thing is, you'll be able to catch top wave, and if she stays for plates, her condition's gonna be bad. So that's what I mean. Like she can never play for plates ever. So you're just always in a good position and like always impacting the game. You just want to always be thinking about how can I impact games, and like
So whether it be, you know, by impacting the game, one of those ways is by freezing and shitting on your opponent.
yes,
right?
of course. It's just about like
Just how you want to
do it on the timers of the objectives. Like for example, if there's a herald up or there's a dragon that your team is playing for, they're pinging for, they're like, oh, I want to do this, then play for it too. You know, like you can play for it too. You can play around that, and that's why like it's very easy to track objectives and be like, oh, you know what, dragon's up in a minute. My team's playing for drag. I will play my wave for that. I will stop freezing. I will stop like doing this and being like, oh, I'm gonna push this wave, walk down. You know, you don't always have to like, oh, do push and move when like nothing's up, or when your team is dead and they're doing nothing, you know?
Yep.
You can play for your own self and make sure you're strong, and then you can impact the game when the objectives are up, when your teammates are
Yeah,
up.
you don't want to be perma-shoving for no reason.
Yeah,
You
that's what I'm
gotta be
saying. Like,
cognizant of what's
always have
happening.
intention to what you're doing.
But that's where I think a key part of this is Lullstate usage, because like the Lullstates being the time in between the waves.
Yep.
You got to be reading the map. Where's my jungler? What's happening? Am I needed to be somewhere? Because again, a lot of people will interpret this lessons as like, oh, bias is saying I got to perma shove and roam.
Move all the time.
But no, like what we're seeing here is that, you know, there are things happening, and if there's not things happening, and there isn't a dragon or dental or a rift or a mid or whatever, then okay, you might want to consider a freeze. You might want to consider then a dive, or you might want to consider just shoving and then deep warding instead. You don't have to roam to bot side or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to do all these like
Crazy shit.
crazy stuff. I just want to make sure that like if there's like a plan that you're playing for, play towards that plan, and like playing for your self lead is very like means very little, especially in top lane, because like these top matchups, unless you're playing like Jax Fiora, like these very close matchups where like a small lead in lane will like dictate how the matchup goes. Most of the time these matchups are like, it doesn't matter. Like if you get a slight lead, all it does is just means that, oh, I have wave control. What can I do with that?
So it sounds like the foundation of everything though really is the matchups. Like I think that's the like I'm envisioning a pyramid. I love my pyramid schemes and everything. You know, we love pyramid schemes. The foundation, the bottom block of that pyramid is the matchup understanding and the wave management, the trading, the wave management, and all that stuff.
Because that allows you to actually do all the other stuff.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the foundation.
Yeah, if you're strong at laning, that's a very good thing, because then now you'll be like, well, what can I do with that? Yeah, you have options. You're not just like,
if you're losing trades and losing lanes, you literally are going to have no options.
Yes, you have no options, and then it's on your team to bail you out, and then like you're a
burden.
Yeah, but it's also just like, oh, what can I do when I'm behind? You know, if I'm getting pushed in, if Mordecai is moving and he's pushing me under tower, I one-shot the wave and match the move. Match the move. You don't have to get pushed. That's what I'm saying. If I was thinking of like Kayle,
think back to that Malphite VOD, right? Where that Malphite was getting shoved in, or getting frozen on, sorry, he could just roam down to that
and he's
dragon.
just sitting in lane, like, oh, I'm a top player sitting in lane
of course.
doing nothing.
I'm 20 CS down, but the thing is that I can match their movement, or I can literally just do something. You know, I don't have to win the trades to do something. I can look mid. You could be like sitting there freezing. I don't care. You know, that's the thing, is that like if you make an impact on the game, that's when it's like, oh, the enemy top lane is bad, but the thing is they're doing something on the game and you're not.
So I'm going to go back to my pyramid here. So the bottom being the matchup, understanding, the trading, and the waves, right?
Yep.
Above that, I actually thinking about it more, it's actually awareness of jungle location, like reading the map, like what is going on in the map, right? That's the next level, I feel like, because then if you can't read the map, you're not going to know what to do.
Yeah.
Then, okay, you've got your matchup, you've got the pressure, you're reading the map, you know where your jungler is, you know what's going on around the map. Then at the top is then that's the actual movement.
Yeah,
and
the movement.
The actual movement.
And the amount of
you
time you have,
And then, the time you have and the macro, like whether you want to actually go to that dragon or not. That's like that stuff. So that's kind of the way I view it. It's like the three phases. But the decision at the end is only possible, like that decision to roam is only possible if you're, again, got the matchup understanding, taking the good trades, got the pressure, and have the awareness of like what's going on.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, is like you're not always going to be winning, and that's why like you need to be understanding, like if I'm going to get pushed in and he's just going to keep pushing me in, the thing is, like if I was under tower and they push me in and they're walking, I clear the wave as fast as possible and match the move. That's all you want to be doing. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be a burden where like, oh, they have to gank me to help me out. The thing is, I can literally just match the move, and even if he's stronger than me, we just aim that target as 5 people and he dies.
And sometimes as well, I feel like a top's responsibility, like this is what I think you're really good at, is not dying, like being weak-sided. Like you're playing a hard matchup. Let's say you get counterpicked in draft, you're in a hard matchup.
Yep.
You know, you can be the type of top laner that begs for resources. Help me. I need help because I'm in a bad matchup and I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Or you can be the top laner that masters you know, playing weak side essentially and losing gracefully, not being diveable, thinning waves from a distance, staying healthy, not heavy trading, good quality warding, maybe even sacrificing a wave just so you don't get dove, and then using those small windows you're going to get to do something.
Yeah, that's why like in tank matchups, like in tank matchups you're usually in a losing position. Like that's just how tanks work. But then when you rock into a team fight, even if you're versing a Gwen or something, you literally knock her up and you have 4 teammates, they die. That's what I'm saying, is like you just have to make sure that you're not just walking into lane and perma-dying. You want to be walking into lane, being able to catch your wave, get as much gold as possible, and then being able to be like, oh, I'm losing, I'm going to help the team. You know? It's super important.
So going back to this VOD here, is this an absolute disaster for Jax here? So he's now basically losing. Is this just the matchup? He's just losing now to Kayle?
No, like Kayle should never win this matchup.
Okay, so what's going on here?
No, the thing is that like he's forcing way too hard, and like the thing is like he's not playing around. Like I said, he queued, he didn't dodge it, and now like he's literally taking way too much damage. The thing is like once you like dodge that, you can literally walk forward, not slowed, and you can keep up with her. But like he's able to auto space her, and then like now he loses that positioning. The positioning matters in this matchup a lot. So the thing is like here, he shouldn't even be walking up out of bush.
Yeah, that damage. He doesn't need
that's
to take that
huge,
damage.
Yeah.
Like here,
Wait
like
for your E to come back up, right?
yeah, just wait until
Wait
E.
for your E, and then you can rinse repeat.
I know he wanted to go for cannon, but the thing, just wait.
Cannon's not going to die.
Yeah,
Anyway.
just wait. Like he even has lethal tempo, like procced, like right now. So like he's always going to outrange you. So this thing, just keep waiting. Just wait.
If he didn't take that trade, he'd be fine now.
Yeah,
he can
100%.
go for another trade here.
Yeah, but like yeah, he walks into a queue and now he's
And what
slow.
you're saying, you can maybe bait out that Q is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
the Q is super important because like the thing is that's the only way Kayle can space you is if she lands the Q and like any damage, like she lands it here and like that's when like when you're retreating she just follows and now you just lose. So like he just has to understand that there's no rush. This trade is fine.
That trade's alright.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Now you're walking like she uses a ward there.
Wait for the lethal tempo to run
There's
away.
no ward top, so like you can literally ping Vide, come top. Like there's no ward.
Yeah,
so
it's actually a free kill right
Kayle
there.
has no ward. So the thing is, she dies.
You got a pink ward, Vise on top side.
So this gank happens. Oh my god. That's some scary stuff. They kill, that's fine. He knows he has no TP, so he plays for play. I think he should just play for Herald and base. Because the thing is, like, this plate is too healthy and it wastes too much time and Kayle just respawn.
So we're seeing a lot of trend as well. People are grading for plates a lot and not respecting tempo.
The thing is that, like...
Kayle's up back on the map.
I like taking my junglers Rift Herald Gold, personally, and just being a part of this. Because the thing is, if you help him clear the Herald ASAP, then he can do his camps, and then you just base... And then you're fine because the thing is the wave's bouncing back into you. Your jungler's on their bot side, so he's progressively doing something on the game. And like you don't need protection anymore because the wave's coming into you.
So you would help with Herald.
Yeah, you're helping the team, and that's why I said.
So you help with Herald. Wait, do you share gold? Wait, how does Herald work? I thought it was only if you last hit it.
No. So it has like a 200 gold AOE.
For only people that are around it.
Yeah. So you get the kill. That's 100 gold.
Yeah.
And then 200 gold for AOE. So the thing is, like, if you have 4 or 5 people around it, that's why like if you're top jungle, then you'll get 100 gold.
Got it.
Yeah, and then jungler gets 100. So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so that's why like if you're like, oh, I want gold, then just hit Herald and you'll get gold anyways. That's what I always.
So
do.
if I'm the jungle and I solo Herald, I get all the gold.
Yeah,
for
you
myself.
get all the gold. That's why like Herald.
That's terrible for the champions I play. Why do top laners not come to my
I
Herald?
didn't even know that either.
No, you actually get
Why
more
does
gold.
no one come to my Herald?
I want to do that more often.
That's why when people that's why people are using Herald more because like you get way more gold from it just from not only the
second
plates
Herald.
but also
Second Herald's a lot of gold, isn't it?
You get so much gold not only from the Herald itself but like from the plates. It's just so useful. Like that's
you
why
just want to make sure your team secures the Herald.
Yeah, just
100%.
secure it. Like there's so many times where you just like you see a jungler doing it. Oh, he got it, and then there's people there and you just die. So this one it's fine. He bases. He comes back.
Now he's got God mode. He's got his Sunderer.
Yeah, but like this is what I'm saying is like here his Vi's not going to be on his side, and this is why I was like, if you hit Herald, Vi's already cleared his top camps. He's never coming back top ever
Speeding
again.
up the
Yeah.
tempo of
So the
Vi
thing
as
is
well.
like, yes, you can play for this aggressive trade, but you want to be able to be in a position to not die because he's not going. No one's helping you anymore. Yeah, because Vi's is going to be on the bot side. So like now you're vulnerable to a gank. And this is like the same concept of being like, if you help the team, you know what everyone is doing. It's very easy to control the game from your own like player cam, you know? Because then that's what I'm saying.
You knew he was going to get ganked before you even saw it.
Well, like that's what I'm saying. You just know. You just know.
Because your jungler's not here at
Like
all.
that's what I'm saying. Even if you didn't hit Herald, you know that like he's going to do his top side and walk
And
down.
what you could have done here again, saying you could have actually not gone straight back top.
Yeah,
here.
it's
Again,
the
you
same
could have
thing.
gone back. You maybe got a deep ward on the Raptors or something or whatever. and
Ward
then
for your mid laner.
Ward for your mid laner and then
walk
go.
through the jungle. Walk through the jungle.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that
not
as
through
well.
lane.
Yeah, walk through jungle, ward the Raptors, ward the dot bush for your mid laner, go back top. And then the thing is, like,
Just let the wave come out, chill. You're on weak side right now. You got to relax.
And then if Kayle stays after you catch the wave under tower, she's in bad condition. You have Divines under her. She doesn't even have
this ties into
dashes.
the other thing, like the importance of not dying here.
Yes.
And BioKids has said as well is that this is what your problem with top lane. They just fight. They take these. What do you call these? It's just 50 coin flip.
Yeah, this is just coin flip. This one, I mean, you're playing with no
There's
it's a lack of information.
Yeah, like you just like top lane is all about information because the thing is, if you know what's happening in the game, you can play as crazy as you want. But like he has no information of where Amumu is.
Yeah, no deep ward. He knows his jungler's not here.
He's playing as if like Vi's behind him, and like yes, you can play like that to bait out information, but if you can do that when you have the information, you can't do this blindly, you know.
Because the narrative here by is what's happening is that I'm Jax into Kayle, I win all the
Yes,
time, so
of
I'm
course.
just going to
Why is
fight.
my jungler not playing
Because this is me as a jungler. I can see the psychology of a lot of players, even the reviews. I know that they're going to fight because they have a winning matchup and because they're not thinking about the jungler at all. Especially my lower elo reviews, they'll fight all the time. Specifically top laners. If I see a Darius into like a Ornn, I know they're going to fight. I'm like, okay, use your Ornn as bait.
Yeah.
Just get a free kill, get free gold on yourself. Especially if chance like Evelyn, who can just farm Darius's and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
like that's what I mean. It's like these games, you won't have all the like control in the game. So like you just have to play around how the game's playing. If your jungler's playing bot side, play accordingly. Play for yourself. Get wards so you can play aggressively and still draw the pressure. Instead
This is the crazy thing about top lane. In my opinion, a very complex role though, because the type of personality that gets drawn towards top lane is typically that of like, bruiser, like they want to fight.
Yeah,
1v1 solo kill though.
Yeah.
You mean fight solo 1v1, not
That's
team.
right, exactly.
Yeah. Bio wants to fight with the team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Bio is unique. It's actually
Yeah.
like okay, if we were to generalize, there are, I would say, if we're gonna, this is very overgeneralization, but there are like two types of top laners. There are the tank kind of players that play more for utility and want to play for the team, but then there's the quote unquote bruisers, and they want to play Fiora, Jax, Camille, Riven, all those champs, and want to get like kill people. They want to fight and kill shit, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is that those champions, if you play any one of those champions, and that's again, I would say the wide majority of top laners want to play those champions. You're not really, like, the way the kits work and everything, you're not incentivized to learn how to play the map and think holistically about the map. You're on an island, you're top lane, you're, like, fighting and brawling all the time. So the skill that you inherently develop is that of, like, I gotta know my matchup, I gotta know my limits, I gotta kill shit. So it's actually kind of, like, not intuitive to think like this as a top lane. Like, it's more intuitive as a support or a mid lane or a jungler to think more about the map. Especially for mid, you're in the middle. Like, you're getting ganked from fucking everywhere.
Top lane is an AD carry is the least incentivized to think about the map.
And that's why it's a bit of an issue. That's why you see that with top laners. That's why they're so tunnel, because what's got them success in solo queue has actually probably been knowing their limits and like, bashing heads.
Yeah, they care about the matchup so much. And like my thing is like I can agree to a point where if I'm playing Jace and Fiora, of course I want to play aggressively, yeah. But the thing is that like if I'm not being played towards, I will put myself in a position where I have information to play like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
there's a very big difference between someone. Like, what I say in mid, like, it's a big difference between playing like heavy trading with intention versus heavy trading without intention. Like, if you're heavy trading knowing that your jungler's there, and we're about to like you can actually utilize that heavy trading to get a gank. That's an insanely good play. But if you're heavy trading and then your jungler's in base, like that's a game losing play.
Yeah, it's a flip.
It's a flip, right? So it's like, and this is the thing. It's like, you do have to develop that skill, that you do have to know your limits. Yeah. But there's, again, what we're trying to get across here is a very big difference between heavy trading with intention, like we saw with that right here with the Jax and the Kayle, versus, okay, I'm actually going to do this trade, but I know my Vi's behind me and we can win the 2v2.
Yeah.
That's a different ball game.
That's a different ball game. Because then when you see a Mumu coming and Vi's already there, you can trade, and then it doesn't matter because Vi has your back. But the thing is, your Vi's bot side, no one has your back. So if a Mumu comes, it doesn't matter how strong you are. This is what I mean. Like the Kayle, like you have an item advantage, you're stronger than her. Yes, you want to trade all the time. But
that's the thing, they have an item advantage. I win this. I want to go for
when
it.
It seems like what we're seeing again, we're seeing a bunch of trends here. So like, I'm going to bring this back to the viewers and the top laners at home who are listening to this and trying to get value from this. And like, it seems like there's some very key areas that you need to look for in your reviews. Do you understand the matchup? If you're dying, that's probably a huge red flag that you need to investigate. Okay, were you aware of your jungler's location? Were you intentional about what you were trying to get done with this trade? Like, did you know that you had no vision? Did you know your jungler wasn't there? Did you have information about the enemy jungler? Okay, you have lane control and you got shove. What are you doing in those big windows? Are you you know, like we've said many, many times,
I think-
warding, roaming, whatever.
Yeah.
And then also, or are you just losing lane? If you're not getting pressure and losing lane, okay, you should investigate that. Is that just how the matchup goes and you just don't get pressure? Or is that just, I'm just played it wrong and I misplayed it and I got to do some research on the matchup, you know?
I think most of these VODs I've seen is that like they're winning. It's just that like they trade when they have no information. That's what I mean. They don't.
They're
like,
not soaking enough
They're
information.
ahead. They're in the lead. They can do so much with the game, but then they trade and then they get ganked and then they lose the lead.
Yeah, that seems to be a
that's
big
what I'm saying.
trend.
You just have to do something. Like for example, you're ahead. Let's make sure I'm ahead. You know, get the information. Where's the jungler? If I can get push, use my push to ward. Get like vision. Just do something so then I can keep playing aggressively and then. For example, if I see the jungler on the other side of the map, then I can just keep pushing my advantage, keep pushing them under tower, doing anything I want.
And this is where I feel like it really ties back to champ identity and champ specifics,
Yeah.
though, right? Because like if you're playing Fiora, you are going to be more thinking about, okay, how can I get myself ahead? And like maybe freeze or slow build into a dive or whatever. But if you're playing like a Kled or like a Pantheon or something like that, you're probably I want to stack rather than dive, maybe
Roam
mid,
Yeah.
kill mid or get a dragon or do a rift or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
right?
I don't have a lane ultimate like Renekton. I don't have like a Nasus ulti. Like I'm playing Kled Pantheon. Like if
You wanna roam.
yeah, I want to roam. I don't want to be like I will never match a ulti with like Sett and something. Like you're not going to do that. So
Yeah.
the thing is, if you can actually get push and move, use it. You know. Because you cheat tempo with that movement speed. You cheat tempo with like those ultis. So like make plays and then like the game will like dictate on your like end. So yeah.
So Nathan, I really don't want to go anymore. My brain's a bit fried when it comes to the specifics here. I want to kind of round out this episode with a bunch of like other stuff. I'm actually more curious now, but I want to bring it back to bio solo queue here.
Yep.
You're a rank 1 player.
Yep.
In your experience, and this is me just being curious, what makes you rank 1? Why are you rank 1 over other people that you verse? Like what makes you highly like? What do you think it is? What do you think is the difference? Because we kind of briefly touched on this with Cupcake last week, where he was like, "Well, I don't know exactly what it means for him to be rank 1. Like he didn't really know what the little things were."
Yep.
For you, what are those little things that make the difference?
I think it's just the drive, and the difference is that I understand the game. Like it's not just my matchup itself. Like of course, like my matchup understanding. Like to be honest, I don't play Fiora and all this stuff. But the thing is that I can pilot these champs because I understand the game. I understand what waves I want to fight on. I understand what my intentions are. I make sure I have information. So like the micro stuff is the easy stuff. Like that's what I mean. I make the micro thing of like, or what their cooldowns are and all this stuff, the easy part. I don't want to flip a trade and lose the game. I don't want to just do a bad trade and like be a burden for the game. I want to make sure that the game is stable. I'm in a position to win and then use my pressure to like impact the game. And that's why I feel like I'm rank 1 is because like the game is all around the game. I'm not doing it all for me. I'm not just playing for plates for myself. I'm making sure I'm strong before I help others. But it's just like, what is my intention in this game? Do I fall off? Do I do this? How does my team scale? How can I help my team carry this game?
Very, very team focused rather than just me.
Playing League of Legends.
Like we're playing League of Legends. I'm not playing a fighter. I'm not playing a 1v1. Like at the end of the day, if I was playing a fighter, like top lane is perfect. Like just 1v1. But like the thing is that like I'm not playing a 1v1. Like their support jungle could come top and then my whole lead is gone. That's what I'm saying is like once you have the information and they're not coming to you, you just have full reign to do whatever you want. And that's what I'm saying. The information is the hard part because like how do I get this information?
Processing information is really hard as well.
Yeah, how can I be in a position to help my team? So how can I get toward this, or do I push this wave? Do I stack this wave? You know, that should be the hard part because the micro stuff is very easy because naturally most trades in top lane don't really happen unless like they really want to force or like 2 junglers are coming, you know?
And when you went by easy, that stuff is like, you will learn that through watching VODs, getting in the reps.
Yeah, the micro is like, oh yeah, of course, you could play the lane better, but the thing is that if you understand the waves, you always have a comeback condition. You always have a way to win the game instead of just relying on mechanics, because mechanics can only get you so far. Because like, my thing is that mechanics only matter when both the macro is good. If you have
Right, that's at the highest level.
The thing is, like, the mechanics do not matter until like both teams are doing the right thing.
Because if people are misplaying and like you're versing a top laner that is heavy trading on their weak side when their jungler is bot side, it doesn't matter how good their mechanics are.
It doesn't matter
because they're just gonna die.
Because like
anyway.
I always see just matchup v matchup. Like once you put like a name behind the matchup, that's when you start like getting in your head. You're like, oh, this guy's a diamond player. This guy's a grandmaster player. I'll just lose. Where like in your head, you just should be like, oh, I'm playing Jax versus Kayle. What can I do to win this matchup? What are my conditions? How can she win that matchup? You have to look at it from both sides because that's how you learn, you know? That's how you learn the matchup, and that's how you like get a deeper understanding of the game. So that's just my opinion.
Nathan, do you have anything there?
No, that's very interesting to me. Again, I think that when people hear that, you've got to have champ mastery to open up your mental stack to think about the game. Because when I'm playing champs like Rek'Sai, definitely much more easy on the execution side, which I'm just a better League of Legends player when I play Rek'Sai.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing like Hecarim or something like that, I'm like, I got to think about my fights, my E usage, my E usage is way harder,
Of course.
So I guess it sort of depends. And you said that you don't really play Fiora and
that's what I'm saying.
So
like I'm not a mastery of all champs. I'm not, like I won't ever be. Like for example, the amount of time that I have to put in on every champion will be super hard for me. Yeah, but the thing is that there's some champs where they just translate from one to another.
Yeah, some have a lot of overlap.
Yeah, split pushers or like tanks or AD carries. They have the same identity. For example, hyper carries, Kog'Maw, Jinx, Philos. At the end of the day, they act the same way. Yes, they are different on how they want to play, but at the end of the day, you want to have a front-to-back team fight, you want to be protected, and you want to be able to be in a distance. That's how you want to play those fights. You don't want to be playing like Samira, like Nyla. You don't want to be in the thick of it, you know? That's why, like, when you play champs and you lock in your champ pool, you can actually get into that idea of putting those, like, practices on every champ and not just rely on micro.
So I want to ask a question about your mindset and mental.
Yep.
So... we know League is a very mental, oriented game, and so how do you? Because everyone has their own way of dealing with it, right? Like, and how they navigate.
So when people are tilted or AFK or
how do you deal with this stuff? Because
people giving up,
you're going to be, especially you when you're rank 1, like you're probably in a wide variety of games, like probably games with like where you're the one challenger and then got like 4 masters,
and you're just playing it in a 50-minute queue.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you do for yourself that keep you sane, and what advice would you give maybe other people to help with their mental or relationship with the game or mindset, or just anything really?
I think it's just like that's why, like, the fundamental, like, how did we get into League? We had fun with it, Like, I was like, when I first liked the game, I saw Pantheon, I was like, I want this champ, and I grinded it. I literally was a one trick for like 2 seasons, At the start of the game, that's how I got into the game. I loved the game, I enjoyed it, but then I was like, oh, there's other champions that I like too, so I just kept playing it. That's what I'm saying. You need to enjoy the game. Because the thing is, if you don't enjoy it, you'll get into that moment where it's a chore.
You're more likely to tilt, and then when people give up, you'll be like, fuck this
counts
game.
everything.
And then at the end of the day, like, oh, my AD carry played wrong, and then I'm going to be like, oh, why aren't you like my previous AD carry? He was better. Like, you do this. Like, why did you... You can't control everyone. That's what I mean. You need to...
But if you're having fun, it's like, well, even if we didn't win, I still had fun.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you have to have that intention, because, like, when you have fun, that's when you can start aiming at, oh, I want to keep getting better at the same time as enjoying myself, because then, like, that's like the best of both worlds, in that position where no matter what you do, even if you lose, you feel like you're learning something and you're getting better, and you feel like you're progressing to something. That's why I have a plan. I'm like, oh, I want to improve at this matchup, or I want to understand how to play this better, or I want to just feel better in general. I want to just know my limits, and I want to be in a position where I feel good about my gameplay. So I just play, and then I'll be like, okay, what do I need to improve on? And I just enjoy myself. You need to enjoy the game. If you don't enjoy the game, you're just going to treat it as a chore. And if you lose once, your brain is just going to go boom. It's over. That's why, like, for me, when people forget that, like, silver lining of why we started playing this in the first place, that's when it's, like, really over. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Do you... I mean, at the end of the day, League, even for you must admit sometimes the game can be unfun. Certain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So how do you, like... bring it, like, what do you have a toolkit to bring it back, or like artificially create fun, or do you just keep reminding yourself, like, this meta might be bad but another meta might be fun?
No, I wanted to quit the game in season 3, and then I played one Thresh game and I landed every hook, and that one game that one game literally reinvigorated my joy in the game. Like, it made me realize about, like, you know, the fights I can take, you know, just the fun in general. Like, and
so that's a way of like maybe you're too stuck in your pantheon, whatever. You played a new role, new champion. That brought the fun back.
You keep the fun back because, like, at the end of the day, you will get bored of like doing the same thing over and over, and then you'll just think of it as a chore. And like, for example, you might be playing the same matchup over and over and be like, oh, you know, I know how to do this, but my jungler wasn't here, so I'm going to blame him anyways. You know, like, you have to be like open-minded to the fact that, oh, you know, then you can open up your champ pool and you keep enjoying the game because you'll be like, oh, this is like a different journey. I've learned how to play like Ahri, and then now I'm playing Lissandra. It's just that growth process where, like, no matter what you do in the game, you're enjoying yourself, you're always learning something, and then it impacts the role that you're playing, you know? That's why, like, I play Fiora just because it keeps me, like, reinvigorated. Because at the end of the day, every role has a meta, yeah? And, like, if you don't follow the meta, you just die, you know? That's just how it is. In high elo. Yeah, in high elo. So, like, my thing is, like, when you're, like, playing to climb, do stuff that is fun. Because once it gets into the high elo, once like you reach that benchmark of like, oh, my champion has to have high execution, then you can start worrying about, oh, okay, how do I get this champ to work in my high elo games? Because now I'm high elo now. That's when you can start taking it seriously. But when you're like going through gold, plat, diamond, and like hitting into the master tier, I just think that the enjoyment of the game is like the important part, and then the improvement process comes with that.
I agree. Fun. Yeah, it's pivotal.
It is pivotal because, like, at the end of the day, like,
it's a hobby at the end of the day.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy it, like, what's the point? Like,
what's the point? Yeah.
Actually, it's just no reason to play.
All right, now moving to just general tips and maybe narratives about top lane.
Yep.
All right, let's say if someone in the podcast, I mean, we don't really recommend this as much. Let's say you're looking to move to top lane, right? You're listening, you're like, Biopanther's inspired me. Like, I've got it. I know how to impact the map. I want to test out this stuff. I want to ward after a 2-3 stack wave. What would you recommend? What do you reckon are great starter champs to learn the role top lane?
Starter champs? I think the best starter champs are like Mordekaiser. I think Mordekaiser is really good because, like, his cooldowns are long, so like you just know the timings. Like you can
clear
like
trade
window. You have like a trade window instead of like Jax where like his cooldowns are like quite low and you want to constantly trade. Like Mordekaiser, Darius, like champs that have low, like long cooldowns or cooldowns that are like super impactful, like the Apprehend with Darius or Mordekaiser's good. Like, I think Garen is like too basic. Like, to be honest, I think Garen is way too basic in my opinion. But I think Mordekaiser, Darius,
Tryndamere. What do you think?
I think Tryndamere is okay, but I think that, like, I'm trying to think of like a better top lane champ than Trynd.
Sett?
Yeah, Sett would be good. Like Sett, Mordekaiser, Darius. They just teach you like the cooldowns and playing around your cooldowns, and then being like, oh, what's my big button that will save me? Mordekaiser has ult, Sett has W. You know, Darius has like his E and his ulti.
What about Sion?
So now we're moving into tanks.
Tank
narrative in solo queue.
If we're going through tanks, I think Sion is probably the best tank because like he's the best laning tank. So it doesn't feel as bad to play Sion other than the other tanks. So I think Sion is like the best tank to start off with.
If you want to play, but if you want to play those bruises, then it's the Sett. Yeah.
Because like the thing is with the other tanks like Ornn, Malphite, like Cassante, these champs are like matchup specific. They're like, you need to have some game understanding where Sion is like, if they jump on me, I can fight back. Where Malphite and stuff, like, you can't just always do that. Where, like, yeah, that's my opinion.
But if you wanted to play one of those carry tops, like the Rivens, what would you recommend out of those? What are the go-tos?
I think Riven is probably the best one out of all of them. I think Camille and Riven are the best ones. I think Fiora, Jax are like on the peak, but I think Camille and Riven are the best ones because Camille, Riven, it has the same thing as like Mordekaiser, Darius. Their cooldowns are long, but their trade patterns are very like similar, and they're very recurring. Every time you're like, oh, hook shots up, I get the true damage, back off, you know? I W,
get the shield.
Yeah, get the shield. It's very like rinse and repeat, and you just understand how you want to play these matchups. Where like Fiora is like, oh, I get vital, I hit vital, hit vital, you know? It's just that constant mini game where you want to make sure that the game is simplified, and you're like, okay, I have these item spikes. If I want to be a carry player, then it's just like Riven or Camille. And
then, you know, you're thinking about short cooldowns with Jace.
Yeah.
Do you recommend Jace?
Oh, well,
top lane?
For what elo?
That's what I'm saying. Like, where do you think Jace is just... Because a lot of people think they get excited about Jace. They see a pro player play Jace or something like that. It's like the ultimate mechanics, like, champion.
It's a champion where you always have to be pushing, and you always want to be putting yourself in a position to get a good base or like a good trade timing. So the thing about Jace is that his early game is not really that good.
It's changed now.
Yeah,
I feel like Jace is actually a very different champ to
He's
what
a bit
he
more
used to be.
scaly now.
Yeah,
He's a scaly champ.
He's
He's
much more
actually not
scaly.
an early game
It's
champ
just
at
that
all.
like his level 1 is very matchup specific. For example, like there's a lot of matchups where you have to start E, and like if they play Riven and they're hiding in the bush, or you're versing Olaf, then you E away and keep auto attacking. Like that's why I don't recommend Jace, because Jace is like his early game
reference points are not clear in lane at all.
at all, and also like the mechanics that you need on like the early levels is like, because like late game, mid game Jace is very easy. You just QE and then you just one shot them by like going hammer form. But like the laning phase itself is very hard because it changes, because some matchups like you just feel like, oh, I start Q and I just lose, but like I'm playing Jace, I should win, you know. Where like a lot, you have to be like, oh, I start W here, I start E here, and like I don't, you know. I just feel like that's
sometimes you can hammer form and sometimes you can't.
That's why.
And also runes change Jace a lot, like Phase Rush versus Conqueror. First
too
Strike,
much stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah, too much stuff.
I feel like it's a Diamond Plus champion personally.
I think it's Diamond.
Like
Plus.
even then, even then, a Diamond Jace.
Yeah, I'd rather people
just.
I just rather people stick with Renekton, Tryndamere, Camille, Riven. Like Riven, Camille are like.
I think Riven is so like just a solid top champ.
Yeah, because like it has everything, and the thing is like the cooldowns and stuff are like, of course, like the thing is that you need to. It teaches you how to like dodge stuff, because you have so much mobility. Like you can dodge abilities, you can get on top of someone really easily, and the thing is you have the tools to like win the trades. It's just that the fact is that Riven's play pattern doesn't translate to a lot of other top lane champs, where like Camille is very easy, because the thing is Camille has like these clear cooldowns, has long cooldowns, and it's like very efficient and like growing. Where
plays like a classic bruiser.
Where with Riven, you always have to be spamming your abilities. Late game, you have to like one-shot flash, all this. There's so much deep combos, but when like you go into those top champs, like Riven and Camille are like the easiest, for sure.
I just want to check the mailbag real quick. We actually got, I think, a specific question.
Go for it.
For Biopanther.
I'm trying to think of other top champs. I think Aatrox is good as well.
Oh yeah, Aatrox.
Yeah,
that's a great champ.
Yeah, it kind of fell off that.
Amazing.
Yeah, Aatrox I think is perfect. I literally love Aatrox, because the thing is that like you can beat the range matchups. You can also, sustain the matchups, and also he has good scaling.
Clear cooldowns, clear combos.
Just have a clear champion that has like very simple stuff. But like the problem with those champs like Darius and Mordekaiser that I've said is that like they're very prone to ganks. Like they can't resist a gank.
Yeah.
Like they need to play for lane. And that's why like being like playing slow, or understanding like these, or putting a vision for yourself, helping yourself, and then being able to play your lane as you can. That's when like those champions thrive. Because once you have the information, those champs just are perfect for top lane.
No, never mind. I can't find the question.
No, got to make it up.
So we have anything else to cover? We think there. So that's good. We've covered that. Yeah, okay. What are some maybe common narratives you hear around people climbing salt? I mean, I guess we sort of covered a lot, but any things we think we didn't cover about, you know, what is narratives about top lane being, you know, a hard role maybe to climb in solo queue or something like that, or
like from my perspective, like, okay, like I got rank 1 by not playing top lane. I played field. So
sometimes top lane.
Yeah, sometimes top lane. But the thing is that like I can understand why it's a hard role, because you can get ahead and you can ping these objectives, but then like people will just not do it, or like they won't listen. So like the thing is your role is very, it's not the vital point, and that's why when you play top lane, you have to be consistent. Like consistency is actually the biggest like trait out of every top laner. Yeah. If you know your goal and like being able to rock up to a fight, know what you're going to do with a wave, and just have intention to what you're doing, you'll win way more games. That's my opinion. Because I think that like top lane is a hard lane to get like the impact off, but through all these games,
you can ruin games though really easily as if you're bad at top lane.
Yeah,
right?
all these games, you could always do something. In my opinion. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I think about the word consistency, that is Biopanther's career.
Agreed.
Biopanther is the most consistent top laner in the Oceanic region.
Because it doesn't matter. Like you can have all these X factor like moments, but the thing is that if you're consistent, you'll just win more, and winning is all that matters. So, like that's my thing is if you just know what you're doing, have a plan, the consistency will you'll just understand your role every single game, and then the games are just way easier.
Right, well, I think that's a great place to wrap up the podcast.
Yep.
Any shout outs, Bio? Anything you want to mention?
You want to shout out? We can plug it in the description.
We'll link your Twitter and
Twitch,
just my
followed
Twitter and my
by
Twitch. Yeah.
and Twitch.
Yeah.
Did you even stream?
Oh, I streamed at the start of the year, but then and then was it called? My team was going boom, so I had to stop. So.
That's where Bio's not consistent with the streaming.
Streaming.
Yeah, of course.
We'll chuck in the Twitch, Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
And we'll Twitch as well if you see the yearly.
Yeah,
the annual Biopanther stream.
I have to focus on my jungle playing Valorant, so it's a good.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed our top lane episode. Let us know what you thought of this the episode format potentially as well. We might do this with other people, other guests potentially.
Yeah.
About going through over some VODs and then some questions, some narratives. 80 carry we haven't really.
Yeah, it's that's the only role now that we
haven't covered. But Bo is basically an 80 carry. So maybe Bo can come back as an 80 carry representative. Good work, guys. Keep on improving, and we'll see you next time.